Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Paper Dungeon. We are so excited for you all to be here. This is going to be such a good episode.
I'm not excited,
Uh,
for the record.
Drew's not
I
excited.
am DJ.
I'm joking.
Very funny. We do have a few quick announcements to get through before we get started with tonight's episode. Starting with, let's see, I haven't started with Aaron in a while. Let's start with Aaron.
All right. Sup, punks. First off, we have a website, www.thepaperdungeon.com. On that website, we have a merch store. You can buy all sorts of merch that has our logo and other cool things on it. Yeah, DJ or Drew repping the brand. Woo! Speaking of merch stores,
this is an old shirt, so you can't actually get this one anymore.
Repping the previous brand. Look what you missed out on, loser.
You don't want to miss out on it.
Yes, exactly. Speaking of merch stores, the wonderful Lydia Corinne also has a merch store that is currently still just commissions, as far as I know. So go over there. Lydia has done all of our overlays, all of our character art. So if you want some cool art of your TTRPG character, Lydia is the person to go to. Do it. We also have a Discord. That Discord's pretty cool. Got a bunch of cool people in there, all fellow Dungeoneers like yourself. And if you aren't already in there, I don't know what you're doing, because it's a good place. People post recipes, say good morning. I might post something that's a little bit of a like, ooh, get ready for what's something that you might see in campaign 2. Just to the subscribers, though, because we have a special little subscriber place over there on Discord where you can sometimes get cool little additional stuff if you are one of our subs on Twitch. So keep an eye out for it, and head over there and be with a bunch of cool people.
Absolutely. Very nice. Thank you, Aaron. Grant has our next announcement.
Podcast listeners, thanks for listening to our voices. If you're on YouTube, thanks for looking at our faces. And you know what you could do? You could see our faces and hear our voices live on Monday nights on Twitch. Following us on Twitch helps us out. Also, if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription, which helps us out. As Maz just subscribed, thank you for the subscription, Maz.
Yeah.
And you get free perks like the sub channel and the Discord that Aaron mentioned, and also cool emotes that you can use all over Twitch and stuff like that. So head over to Twitch sometime. But either way, glad you're here.
Absolutely.
Kisses and hugs.
Thank you, Grant. And finally, Lydia has our next announcement.
Hi friends, Paper Dungeon is not just on Twitch. You can also find them on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Technically Facebook as well, but we've already covered that we don't want you to go there, so don't go there.
Go to the dark side.
Very nice. Very nice. Absolutely. And then our final announcement, I think if everything goes according to plan, this will be Lydia's last night streaming the main campaign with us. I don't think we're going to have to do a third episode. So that is something to be aware of. Lydia, we have loved having you here. You've been such a blessing to us, and the community loves you so much. And so we're hoping that tonight's episode is a fun one and a good way to close out this chapter. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started with tonight's episode of The Paper Dungeon. Drew, roll the clip.
Welcome to Nico Muris, a world of lost legend and forgotten lore. As the world, still recovering from the decimation of the trial, approaches the turn of the century, ancient evil returns with a lust for darkness and ruin. Follow us into a planar conspiracy as powers beyond your imagination plot the downfall of all that is right and good. 3 years have passed since our heroes fought a war to reclaim a fallen land. Now, they must once again take up arms and write a new story, a tale of glory, fear, and fortune, as they make their way through the Paper Dungeon.
And we are back. So, in our previous episodes, our party, Fate's Gambit, has been going through their grocery list of things to check off as they prepare for whatever they're preparing for. They have gone to the Scholar's Guide. They have helped out Leshka with the Valley of Kings. Drew, you have a list. Go ahead. What's on the list?
That we now have to burn.
I mean, what do you want? Because I feel like, I was going to say, I feel like my list might go out the window here shortly.
No.
in
This is a recap. What was on the list?
Well, okay, so let's I'll say this is what was on the list, and so let's see. We fought a death cult that also of Renai's family. We helped free Grandma Dragon to Vut from Pandemonium. We fought an undead member of the organization that the Anathema leads in the Valley Kings with Leshka, our good friend. Cather took an oath. And then everything else is still to do.
Absolutely.
And maybe never done because the world's going to end like today, so.
The world can take it.
So the party has been checking off this grocery list of things, this errand list, and subtly, little by little, they have also now realized that they have been advancing the plans of the Anathema. They have been helping to find pieces of the rod. They have been there when the dragons attacked the Scholar's Guide, and most directly is with the ritual that Adelar Crave performs, led by Wisteria Vale. They were there. They helped with the succession of, or not the succession, but with the testing of that ritual, allowing for Melora to come back. They assisted with retrieving items needed for a certain old friend of Wisteria's, a man by the name of Clovar. They grabbed the items needed for him. Kiyomura went off to go get the Vasperite, a magical component needed for this ritual. And then they kind of got out of the way and they let Wisteria Vale do what she needs to do.
Because we had more important things to do, all right?
You had more important things to do.
Come on.
But after fighting this undead member of the Anathema, one who had been searching the Valley of Kings for a piece of the rod, you were actually able to capture him and through a number of magical means force him to talk and tell you the truth, in which you revealed that Wisteria Vale not only is a member of the Anathema, but Clovar, the one that they want to resurrect, is actually the leader of the Anathema, or the one that the Anathema serves, to be more accurate. Having discovered this not chill, exactly. Having discovered this, you decided that first thing you need to do is contact Kiyomura, which you did. Thankfully, Kiyomura has not been swayed to the dark side. He has not seen through the lies of the Jedi, as they say, and was able to assist you guys as you made your way over to the Hutterian
Temple, I believe.
Yes.
Or the Hutterian. I didn't
Temple.
write down the pronunciation.
No, it was definitely Hoot because we were teasing you for that.
Nice. They made their way over to this temple to put an end to the ritual. That hope quickly died. As they walked up the stairs, they realized that every enemy that they have ever pledged themselves against was all a part of this grand scheme. Yes?
As a point of clarification, DM, I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you. It's because I'm stressed, okay? As a point of clarification, though, not every sworn enemy was there, okay?
The old
Some
man.
of them are dead.
Because
Dad.
Prosius, he wasn't there.
Not mine.
He's
sure,
dead.
okay.
No, Grant's
Melancina
actual
also
dad.
wasn't there.
Because she's dead.
Newgate wasn't there.
Because he's in jail.
My grandpa.
That's right.
Remember
Grandpa,
that old guy that
Vay,
pranked us and left us in the labyrinth?
Half of the elemental plane of fire.
Got it. Okay, I got it. Okay.
The pirates that we
the pirates, the pirate lords that we kind of,
And the ones that we didn't pay.
and also the ones that we didn't pay.
That's who we
right.
scammed, yeah.
I understand. I rescind my statement of every enemy that they have pledged themselves against.
Thank you, DM.
Thanks for
There
the
you
sub,
go.
Wander.
Saved
Several
from
enemies
third
that they
grade.
had pledged themselves against had arrived here. You saw members of the Fey courts who were in control of Atrasil. one who they had taken prisoner, the lover of Cather, so on and so forth. You saw Rycorum and his son Verim Rysir and Unduskfell, 3 dragons who have been thorns in your side as well. You saw Baphomet, clearly a very important figure in the life of Renaya and a strong enemy of this group. You saw almost every member of the Anathema had arrived there, along with several other random figures throughout this ritual. And they anticipated you coming. And so, without really anything that you could do, you were forced to watch as they performed this ritual. And you tried your best. You did what you could to prevent it. Cather broke free. Abinthy, unfortunately, just barely too late, overcame an anti-magic field to devote.
Just barely too late.
What do you want from me, Aaron? I shouldn't have allowed you to do anything. I should just cut it off right there.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
nonetheless, he overcame an anti-magic field to devote this temple to a god, specifically one that he kind of hates.
Yeah. Kind of the worst.
Not a good guy. Overcame personal pride for the sake of the world. But unfortunately, and even fought Kiamora. Renaya and Kiamora had an epic battle, followed by Cather and Kiamora having an epic battle. But
Edward
unfortunately,
didn't have any battles.
He had an emotional battle
they had emotional battles. Okay,
with himself.
They crossed blades at least once. But unfortunately, they were unsuccessful in preventing the resurrection of the man by the name of Clovar. This massive hulking figure, standing 9 to 10 feet tall, probably 800 pounds of pure muscle. We're talking larger than a Goliath.
100 pounds.
Just
Wait, how tall
absolutely-
did you say?
You know, you talked about a himbo earlier. You said that I was a himbo. This man is not a himbo, but he has the physique of what could be a himbo. Just saying.
What?
Um,
Okay. When you put it that way, it all makes sense.
yeah, exactly. You know,
The whole campaign.
I just
Man.
blew your mind. Absolutely.
Together in that moment.
It was quickly revealed afterwards that Clovar is a man of control. He was respectful to you and interested in learning who you are simply for the sake of knowing how to control you. He also was reunited with his previous lover, Atrasil, and that relationship is a little shaky and unknown at this moment. You're not quite sure what's going on there. But we ended the episode with the 4 of you being sent to a cell to kind of be dealt with later. And so we're going to pick up with that. We'll say that you guys have been transferred. You guys are actually taken back to Wisteria Vale, the city of Wisteria Vale.
Oh.
Yeah, well, there's no prisons.
What, they don't have a brig at the temple?
Yeah, you know, this temple has become the headquarters. And they take over everything.
Sure,
No,
dude.
they send you back to Wisteria Vale. In fact, everybody goes back to Wisteria Vale. The last thing that you saw was most of these people, many of the Archfey returned to the Feywilds, many of the dragons left. You're not sure what Baphomet did. Mostly of the majority of these people kind of were dismissed, and you were all taken back to Wisteria Vale. And now you find yourselves sitting in individual cells, each right next to each other. It's pretty blank. I'm gonna say it's a 5 foot by 7 foot cell. They don't have actual bars. It's a stone room with a solid steel door, and then there's one little slot. It's about 4 inches tall by about a foot in length inside the stone wall, kind of to the left side of the door if you're looking on the outside, that has a couple bars through there, and that's your one quote-unquote window into the continued dreary darkness that is this jail cell. You were sent underneath the plateau that the massive statue of Venenatis is built upon, and you're probably several 100 feet beneath the ground now, you assume. But you're each in a cell block right next to each other. You can talk to each other, you can hear each other, but we'll say about 30 minutes ago or so, you were locked in here. So, you guys don't have any of your stuff. You guys have been given basic prison uniforms, we'll say, which is just extremely basic garbs. Everything basically just something to cover up your skivvies.
Oh no, Abinthy, your shift weave is gone.
I know.
No shift
I put
weaves,
so much
no
work.
backpack, no tapestry, no sword, no armor, nothing.
Upsetting.
You're not quite sure where those items went either.
Don't worry, guys. I have a plan.
And now, here in the darkness, there are no lights. Those of you that have dark vision, which I believe is Cather and Renaya, excuse me, you guys can still see. But Abinthy and Edward, you don't have dark vision, right?
No,
Because
he
you're
has
half
dark
elf.
vision. He's a half elf.
I think I do, yeah.
You're half.
Yeah, I think I
half
do.
elves have. Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Abinthy, you are.
Yeah, I'm blind.
But you were all left in these cells. What would you guys like to do?
Question:
Okay, Blue.
Am I in an anti-magic field?
I was going to ask the same thing.
Well, let's find out. Yes.
Dang it!
Oh.
How easily
And
can I
we're
break
all-
the anti-magic field?
Pull an Abinthy.
You can't.
What do you mean?
And we're all in
How-
separate
okay,
cells
Andrew.
too, right?
Answer me this. You're all in separate cells, yes. How are you going to break the anti-magic field?
Well, my plan was
With a stick.
to break the floor.
Have you seen his
somehow.
traps?
Have you
Like
seen
because I assume if I rip up like one of the bricks, that should break the anti-magic field.
Uh-huh. Do you see a brick with the arcane sigil on it?
I don't know.
I
I would
know,
assume
yeah.
there
I see a
are.
brick
I
with
assume
an
all the
arcane
bricks have
sigil.
arcane sigils on them.
The answer is no. You don't see a brick with the arcane sigil on it.
Yes, I see a brick with an arcane
I
symbol and I pull it up.
manifest a brick with the arcane symbols.
So the whole block is in an anti-magic field, and none of the actual magical components or parts of it are going to be within the cells.
Well, that's just lame.
That'd be really dumb.
That seems like logical design.
Oh
That
my
doesn't make
gosh,
any
it's
They
crazy.
thought about this.
I don't know, DM. Given the fact that you had to roll to even see that was magic field, I'm just saying.
Hello.
Well, all
Can you
right, guys.
hear
Well, I'm out of
me?
plan. I'm worthless now.
Edward yells out of his cell. Can you hear me? Anyone?
Yes.
I
Yes,
mean, I saw DM. Can we
No,
hear?
yes, I
can't.
can.
Can we hear Edward and his scream?
I already said that, Drew.
Oh, okay.
I can't hear you, no.
Oh.
I can. Maybe there's a problem with Renaya's cell. Maybe
I don't
there's a
think
side-
so.
Okay, well,
Well,
Oh,
if you say
that-
so.
DM, that is a good
are we
question.
just supposed to sit here
What-
while
what-
the Fae take over the material plane?
What did they do with Ginger? Do I
Ginger-
know? I don't know.
You don't
I
know?
don't know. Have
He's
you
gone.
Put in a little cage and taken away from you.
No!
Well, you know, in theory, they wouldn't hurt a squirrel, guys. In theory.
Oh, come on.
I don't
They're
know.
Team
planning on
Kitchen
hurting
to
like
Pockets.
the entire.
I mean, okay,
Plane.
but look, Pockets is a little stronger than a squirrel.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
That's supposed to be a compliment to Pockets, meaning that he's like an actual threat. You know.
Versus Ginger, she's nothing. She's nobody.
I mean,
Killing her is simply just an act of pure evil.
yes, exactly.
Actual act of
That's like
possessing.
kicking a puppy.
I should totally kill
Pure
you.
evil.
Dude, if you
Well, from
bro,
what I've gathered, I don't think I can break out of here. Any of you?
well, unless any of us have a way to negate the anti-magic here, I imagined it'd be very hard to escape via that route. And so the only other means is by physical ones.
Brute force.
Except I don't think I could break a steel door off its hinges.
Don't sell yourself short.
So
Give it a
unless
try.
one of us has a way to maybe pick the lock.
Yes, let me grab my lockpicks. Oh, wait.
I left
Well-
mine at home too.
Exactly.
My familiar got beheaded, and I'm in an anti-magic field. So I can't summon him.
Hey DM.
Yeah.
How secure does this door look to its hinges?
It looks pretty secure, you know.
Yeah, sure,
I
right?
mean,
Of course.
We're
They put
probably talking, you know,
Catherine-
maximum security prison level
Yeah.
type security.
Is there a
They
handle?
put Catherine in some shoddy, like, prison
There-
cell with rusty hinges.
there's not a handle on the inside.
On the okay. All right, I'm just gonna press my hands on either side, I'm actually gonna take a moment, kind of press around a little bit, see if there's any spots that have a little wiggle to them. All right.
Okay.
Do I need to roll something for that?
Sure. Make an investigation check.
Great. I appreciate you, DM.
The answer is no. Before he even rolls.
I don't find any.
Okay.
So then, after I fail to find any weak spots, I'm just like, well, screw it. I just put my hands on either side about halfway between, like halfway up, and I just give it a really good shove.
Okay.
Repeatedly.
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check.
I appreciate you, DM. Actually,
This is
I'm gonna
like-
use this die.
This is like the thinnest possible seam that could
You
be,
can't even
like,
fit a piece of paper between the
Okay.
frame and the actual door.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. DM. 21.
You feel around.
Do I at least dent it? Like do my handprints get stuck into the door frame? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just
Drew
figured
must
I
be really
failed, so I
stressed.
wanted a little pity. I apologize. I'll let you do your job now. I'm just gonna shut up.
I'm sensing a lot of stress from the
I am
course today.
stressed, okay? Unlike your character, Aaron, I want the world to
Hey.
survive.
Oh, overrated.
So, Drew, you feel around. I feel like I should give you handprints now, but I'm not going to. You feel around, and you give the door a shove.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, that's probably not going to do anything. You kind of take a step back, and you ram your shoulder into it.
Uh-huh.
Walk away, kind of holding your shoulder.
Uh-huh.
You go up, you give it a kick, fireman style.
Yeah, just out
You
of
limp
spite.
away as you feel like you might have like bruised the heel bone.
Yeah.
After a couple of different attempts, it seems as if the solid steel door is not going to be budged.
Fair.
You need a button to open those.
Nice.
I think you could also use a lever.
Yeah.
Or a pressure plate.
Yeah,
There aren't any like guards or anything around, are we? Are there?
Not from what you guys can see in your very limited. If you the little slit that you have is probably about 7 feet off the ground, and so you have to like grab and kind of pull yourself up a little bit to like see. And from what you can see, there are no guards around.
Okay. Well, after his failed attempt, Cathro will just be like, "All right, well that was a poor idea," and he'll just kind of slowly saunter over like the back corner of the cell and just sit down.
Okay, very nice.
Well,
You wouldn't suppose they'd let us out to use the bathroom or something, would they?
Looks over.
The
at
old
a bucket.
bathroom chick?
What is that, Abby?
Looks over at a bucket.
Yeah.
What is this bucket made of? Now that we've confirmed that there is an object in the cell.
We're going to crack your
let's
puzzle.
see. I'm gonna go with a solid, good old wooden bucket.
Oh, wooden.
Yeah,
It's like the worst type of bucket.
but it's also the least useful to you.
I was hoping that you would say one assembled entirely out of copper wire.
Yeah, exactly. I
I see
unravel
this.
the bucket and pick the lock.
I see this as a perfect opportunity to let out some rage. And I just start slamming on this door, trying to make as much noise as possible.
Absolutely, heck yeah. Go ahead, just because I'm curious, make a athletics and a performance check for me.
Athletics and performance.
Yeah, athletics to see if you actually do anything to the door, and performance to see how loud and obnoxious you can be.
Well, athletics is a total of 5.
Okay, you do nothing to the door. In fact, you think you bruised your hands from banging on it so much.
And performance is 22.
Okay, yeah. The acoustics in not only your cell but in this jail in general, there's a lot of large blank stone surfaces. And Drew, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I would imagine that'd be quite the reflective surface. Not a lot of absorption in there, right?
So in Renaya's cell,
my gosh.
it would be very loud.
Yeah.
In
yeah.
everyone else's, it probably would still be quite quiet, actually.
Oh. Well, Renai, you think that you are just wailing, that everyone in this whole jail cell will be able to hear you and everything. For the rest of you, you can tell that Renai is making noise. You can very clearly hear her banging on the door. Yeah. You're all right next to her. You're not quite sure how much further past. There's a small, I'm going to say there's a small echo. She did get a 22. There's a little bit of an echo off the walls that resonates up the stairs.
See, the problem is of how heavy the brick walls and the door are, because part of stuff getting loud is stuff resonating, but if it can't resonate, then it can't get loud.
Fair enough. Abinthy, Edward, would you like to do anything?
Abinthy, you go first. I have a plan.
I don't. So I'm just chilling. I'm sitting on whatever our sleeping arrangement. Like what I assume that we have like a wooden cot.
Not even that. You have a small, like 1 feather thick down bedroll.
Oh, hey, that's not bad. I'm gonna take some feathers. And then I'm just unraveling some random piece of clothing or the blanket or whatever.
Okay.
I'm just gonna start making like a bundle out of habit.
Okay, cool. Very nice. Edward. Catherine.
I'm so sorry. Right before Grant is the hero of this story and does something amazing and awesome, Catherine, just so for the record, Catherine will just start to just pray on repeat. Just basically rambling more or less, but just very quietly to himself.
Edward
will go. Excuse me, I'm very hungry and have to use the bathroom. Could someone please help? Give it time.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
Let it cook.
You sound very pitiful.
This is absolutely out of pity.
5,000.
All right. This is performance or persuasion?
Persuasion.
Yes. All right. What's 14 plus 17? 31? I got a 31. Yeah.
What?
I'm so proud of you.
What the heck is with you guys having these ridiculous? Well, I guess you are a bard. So you have
expertise, baby.
Yeah,
that's what we're here for.
I should have taken expertise as my feat. Man, what am I doing?
Expert is a pretty good one.
31, you say?
Yeah, it's over 30.
Okay.
Please, I've been holding it for hours. I think I need more protein.
You let this echo, pause for dramatic effect, and after a few minutes, you do in the distance hear as footsteps echo in the distance.
Hurry. I'm for sure malnourished and need some fuel.
I thought you were gonna say the meme.
You hear the footsteps getting louder and louder as a guard does approach. Before he just raps on your door like 10 times, causing it to echo loudly in your room. Before just dropping half of a moldy roll through the 4-inch slot, and then you hear.
Hey, wait! I have a question.
Yes.
How long have you been working for them?
12 years on the honor guard.
And is this something you wanted to do?
Yes. My father was a member of the honor guard, and his father before him.
Do you know what they're planning on doing?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Have you heard? Have
I heard what, prisoner?
Have you heard of the Fae?
I have heard of the Fae.
Have you heard what they might plan to do?
I'm sure whatever they plan to do, we'll be able to deal with.
Perhaps ending the material plane as we know it. As the walls break down, our chances at survival diminish. Now, pray I tell you, is this something you want?
You know,
We
you
could
might
help.
be the prisoner whose mind has deteriorated the fastest in here.
I've been here for like 2 days.
Exactly.
Edward, you've been
Enjoy
here
your
for
roll.
you've been here for
And then
2
you leave.
hours. Edward, it's only
Oh.
been 2 hours.
I can't tell. There's no natural light in here. My circadian rhythm is all off.
And then as he leaves.
Well, it was worth a try.
I don't know if I'm more surprised that the guard isn't a member of the anathema or that like yeah.
Listen, man, guard training 101. Don't believe anything the prisoners tell you.
I pull out a harmonica.
We really are stuck.
You
in
don't
here,
have a
aren't we?
harmonica.
I start to like
He uses the
arm
feathers.
Makes her a
saxophone
harmonica out of the
thing.
feathers. Duh.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's like the blade of grass thing where they hold it between their hands and then they blow into it and it whistles.
You're doing that with a feather,
Very,
you know?
very proficient at it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I'm getting like
Yes.
chords.
You guys chill in your cells, having really nothing else that you can do for what seems like hours. It's difficult
Days.
to tell the passage of time in this place.
All right, guys, we're hitting about the 8-hour mark.
How do you know?
I have a lot of experience
It could-
in prison cells.
Oh. It feels
Feels
like
you
it's
know,
been
in the back of
8
Kath's
days to
mind,
me.
he's counting off every second and keeping track of it.
Yeah, Cather perfectly can keep track of time just in his head on his own.
Well, I've been keeping track, and it's been 4 days.
After hours,
Long rested?
you hear a different sound echoing through the stairs. Clearly still someone approaching, but the sound is less of armored boots descending the stairs and almost more like hooves descending.
Hooves.
Massive, heavy hooves.
Maybe it's a satyr.
I think
A
I
really
think it's a
chonky
friend.
satyr.
That's my attempt at the hooves.
Just
Baphomet.
coconuts.
yeah.
That's right.
Just go full Monty
It's actually just a
Python.
normal guy. He's just walking.
And
down
he's wearing the
hallway,
coconut bra.
you
Just
know,
gas
just-
coconuts.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly,
Playing
exactly.
coconuts. He's practicing for the upcoming recital.
After just a little while, the hoofs stop. And Renaya, you hanging out at the back of your cell, you can see out of the slot gnarled horns rising up and matted fur.
That's pretty gnarly.
And furry.
Hello, my chained queen.
Not what I
Yes,
expected.
hi. What's the plan? What's gonna happen to us?
You have fulfilled your portion of the plan.
Oh
Uh,
snap!
Now I will kill Grotz and all that you love.
No snap.
okay. Well, good luck with that. You just gonna stand there like a big dummy, or you gonna do something?
Blame him.
Little does he know, Grotz has already become an ally of the gods.
I am enjoying your despair.
Honestly, it's less despair, more boredom.
Preach.
You hear this slight chuckle before you hear the hoof, the sound of the hooves ascending the stairs.
Well,
And the-
I'm assuming we all heard that, right?
oh, absolutely.
Do you really think he's going to do it?
do what?
What he said about Grotz and everything else?
Oh, he can try.
You don't think he can?
No.
Wait, why? I mean, I think Grotz is... I haven't seen his strength, but the stories... You think Grotz will win?
I don't think he's gonna get to Graz.
I sure hope he doesn't. I feel like there's something you know that I don't.
Well, we're gonna get out of here.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, we're the reason. Right. Got any ideas?
Nope.
Well, in about 3 more hours, at least, Abenthy's gonna come up with the brilliant plan to break us all out before he goes and joins the Anathema himself.
Nope, I'm out.
This has
No,
such
I've
Tulio
got,
and Miguel vibes. Plan? You're the one that comes up with the plans.
Well, I'm gonna be 100%
What do you got,
honest.
Abenthy?
100% honest.
He's just banging his head against the rocks.
I mean, I'm just saying, we're in a pretty rough spot.
Yeah, you can say that again.
Like, I think that our best leverage is the fact that they won't kill us, other than not killing us.
Well, that's a good point. Why haven't they killed us?
Because they want us to suffer.
And there isn't
Oh.
much to gain from it, if I had to guess. Truth be told, I would take pretty much any plea deal offered to us, because we don't have a lot going for us at the moment.
I mean, here's the deal.
I appreciate your honesty, Abenthy.
I've got something I can do, but I figured I might want to save it in case things get worse once we're out of here, but if I need to, I can try.
Yeah, to
What
clarify,
kind of
to clarify
something?
something. Can we still use abilities?
Yes.
Just can't cast a spell.
Yes.
Okay. Would that include if I were to hit something? Could I use my divine smite?
Sure.
Okay. That's
Not
something.
the worst idea.
Um,
What kind of something, Renaya?
Well, everybody seems to have forgotten. I am a cleric of malice.
That is, I was actually thinking about that in the back of my head. I just wasn't sure how far down the plan list of items on the to try list. But by all means, please, if Malice can help us, that would be fantastic.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how likely it is to work, and I can't this is kind of like a one-shot thing, you know. But I can.
You got you have like an actual thing you can try.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, by all means, yes, please do.
Malice might be our only way out.
I'm so scared.
You got
okay,
this.
But
You got this, Queen.
we're gonna try some divine intervention.
I mean, surely Malice doesn't want us to be
Now,
here.
Remind me, there's a 10% chance?
Yes, it needs to be. I need to roll equal to or less than 10. is
Yes.
what it
Got
So have you
it.
roll a D100 for me,
Plus-
and you are exactly right. You need to get a 10 or lower for this to
You
succeed.
got it. Not a problem.
is. Stressed.
Easy peasy.
Before you roll, what specifically are you asking Malice to do?
I'm asking Mallet. Oh, okay. Can I ask?
Kill Baphomet.
There you go.
Team up with
Problem
Grotz
solved.
again.
Probably to get us out of the cells. That's probably it. And then we'll go from there. Oh gosh. No. That's a 66.
Yeah.
We can try it tomorrow.
That
nope,
is-
I have to wait 7
Yeah,
days.
we'll just, if we're here
Only
for
if you
2 weeks,
succeed.
we'll try it every day.
If you succeed, you can try it once a
believe.
day, but then once you succeed, you have to wait 7 days.
Gotcha.
Theoretically, if we wait 10 days, we're bound to get it.
Yeah,
we just
keep
keep
trying it.
Mathematically speaking.
Within 10 days, we should achieve it, supposedly.
We fast forward until it works. I'm just kidding. The world is open.
Nothing happened. Was something supposed to
Yeah.
happen?
I told you it's what's super likely.
Okay. Right.
Blame the anti-magic field.
Well, it's a good try. All right. I have my own idea. DM, is there also a bucket in my room?
Yes.
Can I
There's
rip
a
apart this bucket
hole.
into I assume it's made of multiple like small little planks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just rip apart this bucket.
Okay. Have fun with your
Gosh,
corner
you're so
of feces.
strong.
Hey, that's fine. I don't care.
Ew,
I mean-
that is true.
Well, look,
Unless you've
okay,
been holding it all this time.
a corner of feces versus a corner with a bucket full of feces. All right, like
I'd pick the bucket still.
Yeah, I'm
Go on
keeping
the
my
record.
bucket.
Grant would pick the bucket.
anyway. Okay, so how many small pieces of wood do I now have?
I don't know, 12.
12. Okay, I take one of them. I
Okay.
hold it. I assume
Okay.
it's. I mean, I don't know. About how big are these?
It's about 2 inches thick
Okay.
and probably about, I don't know, we'll say 12 inches long.
Okay, that's great. It's basically a ruler. I basically have 12 rulers. Great.
Hold the sword.
First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna walk over. Are the hinges for this door on the inside of the cell or the outside of the cell?
They are on the inside, but not in a place where you can access them. So recessed in the wall is where the hinges are. So there's front side of the door, inside of the door, and
Right.
then inside the wall is where the hinges are. So you can't actually see.
Ooh, wow. That's some impressive engineering right there. The fact that the door can still open at all, if that's where the hinges are.
It's the city of magic.
Okay, if that's the case.
There actually aren't hinges.
They
it's just a
hover on
fully
the hinges.
rotating.
Exactly, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna look at approximately where the lock for this door would be, guesstimating.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my one of my rulers.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just full swing in like downward strike into this door.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit. Obviously, this is not to hit the door, but this is for the accuracy of where you hit on the door.
Great.
So you're using a ruler?
Well, my stick breaks.
Natural one.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah, you slam this stick and it shatters into pieces.
Great. Well, I figured that happened
thing
at least
you've
once or
got-
twice.
Go, Cather!
Good thing you've got 11
I take
more
my next
sticks.
stick. I try again.
Okay.
Oh my
Roll to
gosh.
hit.
I'm fine
have
with
a
doing this 12
question.
times, DM, but
Okay. Yes, while he's doing that, yes, what's your question, Renata?
So, is Baphomet, like, mentally linked with me?
No.
Okay.
Not well, can you just like talk to him? Is that what you're saying?
Like, yeah. Like, is the anti-magic field...
I would say you
Prevent
probably
that.
don't have a connection that would allow you to just talk to him at the moment.
Okay.
I'm
Question,
gonna take a
DM.
long rest.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna do.
That is a good idea. Long rest actually is a good idea.
Uh-huh.
Would this ruler qualify
Qualify.
as a club?
No.
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 That's lame.
You sound
it's
so
a
disappointed
shard off of a
when you-
bucket.
when you ripped apart a bucket.
You know, that's fair. That's fair. That would be a 19.
Okay. That hits in the general vicinity of where you
Great.
might think the lock or
Great.
handle
Oh,
would be.
God.
There's no
I'm
lock or
gonna
handle
load
it's not
inside.
gonna
I'm
work,
gonna
Drew.
load
It's just
in.
not gonna.
Shut up, Grant.
Club.
I'm gonna load in a fourth
Exactly.
level divine smite.
Okay, 4th level Divine Smite, absolutely, go for it.
Load it up.
Is this door
Question:
demonic?
what die am I rolling as a damage die for this not
A
club?
D4.
Great. Where am I?
I think he has a shot.
Nice. Okay, let's see. First level, second level, third, fourth. Okay.
Let's see, what is what I'm looking for?
Wow, that was a really bad roll. 2, 4, 6, 8, 14.
Nice.
14, 20 damage total.
Okay, very nice. You can't tell that you did anything to it.
Wah, wah.
And my wood, I assume, is also shattered.
And yeah, you have a nice pile of splinters all around
Did
your
it
feet.
work?
Yep.
Did you make
Is there
did it
like a
work?
scratch or something?
I'll say, you know,
Sounded
like
pretty
when you
good.
hit a metal surface with an explosive and it leaves like a soot mark?
Yeah.
kind of like that. I'll say that.
I just rub away. Like this is such a
Yeah, you just rub it away, and it's like polished now.
Kayamura! Kayamura!
At that
That's
moment,
actually a good point.
Shh.
Who was that?
You shh. We're trying to find a way out of here.
Who
I'm
shushed me?
trying to sleep.
That's too bad.
Kiyomura
above.
pulls his face up to yours, Renaya. Shh.
Oh, hey.
You guys gotta be quiet. Catherine, stop blowing things up.
About that time.
Yeah, dude, you let one rip earlier, and I can smell it.
About that time, DM. 18 to hit the door.
That will miss.
That will miss?
The door has an AC of 19.
I hate you.
It's right there on the DM screen. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, after my third shattered piece of wood, I was like, okay, I give up.
Hi guys. Sorry I couldn't get here sooner. But gotta keep people off my back. Okay. You hear him like jangling with keys. Let's try this one. And he just starts fiddling with the keys in front of your door, Renaya. Eventually you hear as the door unlocks and he pulls your door open. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, let's get the rest of them.
Okay.
Also, really sorry about knocking you out. That was, thank you for trusting me.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I was straight up gonna kill you, so you're good.
Yeah, I could tell. You know, it hurt my heart both physically and emotionally. Just saying.
Friendship. And I feel like
He goes over, starts filling with yours, Edward.
Wait, how did you get those? How did you pull this off? How'd you...
There might be a trail of bodies, okay? And we probably don't have a whole lot of time. So, just, yeah.
Kiyomura. All right.
I like pull myself up to the little slot. Do you have our stuff?
No. Kiyomura pulls himself up. No. Also, what's up, baby? I'm saying.
Hey, how's it going? How you doing?
You could
Hey,
kiss
hey,
through the
hey.
bars.
where's
It
our
would be
stuff
really
at? Do you
hot.
know where it's at?
He unlocks your door, Cather, and unlocks your door.
You're looking real good without your armor on.
Shut up, Edward.
Okay, we gotta go up, but we gotta be really careful, because, again, small trail of bodies, I tried to stash them, but if they're found, or if anybody sees you guys.
Did this trail of bodies, did they have any weapons?
I'm sure they did, I didn't bother to take any.
How close is the closest one?
I don't know.
Go.
Kiyomura,
By the way, I do take my 9 rulers with
yeah,
me.
he just, Cather has a little bundle of sticks, and he has one
Cather-
out, just,
If we are
icky.
fighting vampires, Cather is set.
he is set with his wooden stakes.
I also wanna point out that they're like poopy sticks. They're like gross.
It's
They're like
what
icky-
no, they
they're
deal
icky-
extra poison damage.
They got a good
sewer
step
bucket
to them.
sticks.
I will say that the bucket has been washed since it was given to you, but it's
Oh,
But
Cather hasn't
it's-
used it.
Yeah, no, of course I haven't used it yet.
Okay, because that was never actually specified.
You see, what they're afraid of is the radiant image. What they should be afraid of is typhoid fever.
That's right. You guys begin to ascend these stairs, trying to be as quiet as possible, but it's hard with the echo. You make your way up one flight, up another flight. You guys remember being taken down these stairs. You guys, like I said, are hundreds of feet deep, and so there are several flights of stairs and layers for you guys to get through. Yes, 70.
Conveniently, I think Renaya should remember the exact path out.
Perfect. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I think is that I don't know if you have to see it. I don't know if we were
Labyrinth
blindfolded.
recall.
You were not blindfolded.
But-
You
So-
are led up the stairs and up the stairs, up the stairs. At one point, you guys come to take a turn around the corner, and there's a guard there. You just watch as Kiyomura just grabs him and snaps his neck, like on a reflex. Okay, all right, we're good. Keep going.
As we're going, DM, just so you're aware, I'm going to use my Harness Divine Power to gain back a 3rd and a 2nd level spell slot. Also,
Okay.
I'm taking that guard's weapon.
Okay, yeah, you take. He has a short sword on his hip.
I'm gonna take his wallet.
Okay, you get. I'm gonna say 20 silver pieces.
Nice.
Nice. You continue to make your way up these stairs before eventually Kiyomura ushers you guys into. He comes up to a door, knocks on it. It's opened, immediately snaps that guard's neck, and you guys find yourself into into kind of like a storage closet area where your stuff is being held.
Oh, wow. That's convenient.
Yes.
I mean,
Are we being led into a trap here?
by Kiyomura?
Yeah.
Make an insight check.
I start putting on my stuff.
I trust Kiki. I'm putting on my stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, I examine my shirt, and I'm like,
This shift weave smells different. You realize it's Edward's shift weave.
Yeah. Let's see. Insight. Well, hey, 20.
Okay. It seems as if Kiyomura has completely genuine intentions. If you are being led into a trap, he does not know that he's leading you into a trap.
Lovely.
Okay, Kiyomura, so we have our stuff. What now? It seems
Yeah,
like you
you
thought
guys-
this through, right? Right? You thought this through, right?
Yes. Get you guys out and then figure out a plan. That's
Well,
the plan.
okay. If we can get out of this anti-magic field, I can teleport us all out.
Okay.
Where do we
So,
go?
Well, I mean, I assume as soon as we get out of this prison, we can.
Right. Which way is that, Kiyomura?
Well, once we leave, we're gonna take a right.
Okay.
Let's keep making our way up.
Great. I pull out my. I hold in one hand my long sword that I. Well, actually, do I still have Adrasil's swords?
They were with your stuff.
Okay, great. So I pull out one of Adrasil's swords, and then in my other hand, I hold my ruler. I'm like, I'm ready.
You all don your armor. It takes about 10-15 minutes for you guys to actually get all your stuff on, don the armor, grab your stuff, get everything ready.
Cracking jokes, having a great time.
Once you're all prepared, Kiyomura once again takes the lead, and you watch as he opens the door, takes one step, and then you hear a and as you look through the doorway, he kind of went around the corner, you can just see the tip of a bloody blade
Ooh.
sticking out from the doorway.
Do I see the person?
You rush out to join him, and you look up
Alphabet.
at the hulking figure of Clovar.
Hey, our boy Clovar! Woo!
Hey, our buddy, our pal.
Hey, we brought you back from the dead, buddy!
And this is like
Hysteria.
like as we're exiting the prison.
No, this is you exiting
the room.
storage closet.
The room.
You
The
still
dressing
have,
room.
Oh, the storage.
Still in the
Oh,
prison.
you still
So
have
waited outside the closet. There's Cliffar hunched over with the sword. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get him so good."
Oh, I'm gonna get him so good.
Pranked.
You step outside, Cather, and you just see Clovar kind of looking curiously. The blade that he has two of them. They are these massive, slightly curved, jagged, not scimitars, but kind of a almost organic looking blade piercing through the back of Kiyomura. You watch as he's like convulsing on top of this blade. And Clovar just kind of looks down at you with his white, pale white eyes, completely void of any color or iris or anything like that. Just the black streaks going down his cheeks, and then disappearing into what you can now see is a full suit of decked out armor. He just kind of looks at you, Cather, before just kind of pulling his blade out of Kiyomura and letting him fall to the ground. I hate tainting my blade with disgusting people. And he just wipes it on you.
just kind of momentarily stunned by the fact that Clovar is just here all of a sudden. I'm gonna kneel down and check on Kiki.
Kiki is alive. He is convulsing as he just had his heart basically ejected from his body through his back. Yes, Renaya.
I want to do a medicine check to try
Okay.
to help Kiki.
Okay, yeah, you and Kath are both runched down. Go ahead and make a medicine check.
That's the second time in one day that Kiki has been stabbed in his actual heart.
Literally. The man is not doing
assume I'm giving an advantage to Rinny.
Let's be a record.
Okay, sure.
By the end of this, he's going to gain resistance to specifically heart attacks.
That's right. He's going to have an artificial heart. The first pacemaker is going to be in Kiamura.
Revivify, revivify, revivify.
I can't. We're in a no magic area.
No! Curse you, no
23.
magic zone.
Okay.
For the medicine.
With a 23, you're going to be able to quote unquote stabilize him. So he's not going to bleed out. He's not going to just die right here on the table. But you need to get him to healing magic as soon as possible.
I don't suppose my lay on hands would work right now, would it?
I'd say your lay on hands
It's an ability.
Yeah, it's an ability.
Okay. I'm going to put some hit points into him.
Some hit points.
I had to double check. I needed to double check how many I still had.
And I'm currently just doing the like manual cardiac massage and plugging a hole with one finger and just pumping his heart for him.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him, I don't know, 20 hit points.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, between Renaya's bandaging the wound and you actually kind of closing up the actual tissue of the heart a little bit to
Edward gives him mouth to mouth.
Just internally bleeding and soaking all of his organs. You guys are able to stabilize him, and you guys watch as Clovar just stands there watching you guys do this.
I'll turn the corner and say, Clovar, just the person I was hoping to see.
As I was looking for you.
Great. For any particular reason, or?
I simply wish to see what you thought we should do with you.
Us individually or me?
Either or.
Edward
Ooh.
turns the corner. All of us. Looks back at Clovar.
That is fine with me. I would have you dispose of this traitor, though, if you'd be so kind.
And by
Traitor
dispose,
to you?
you mean kill.
Yeah, he can bleed out wherever. I don't care.
Right. Well,
Well, he's not a traitor to us.
I see. So your previous declaration does not apply to all. And he says, thinking at you, haven't he?
I have never been one to speak for other people unless I am for sure of their answer. I am simply saying that I'm open to ideas. I do think that killing Kiamura, well, I mean, that just seems like a waste.
Explain.
Well, frankly, killing any of us is rather a waste of resources.
Resource is only a resource if it's actually useful to you.
I don't
I
think
think
that-
actually Abinthy's getting at something. Did you see how Kiamura just kind of went through your men like it was nothing? There's a trail of them. You can take a look. I'm frankly impressed. And he just did it too on his own volition. It's pretty impressive.
And I
Problem
will
solver.
say, a person doesn't have to be willing to be considered a resource.
That is my point. You are all resources in my resurrection.
I would agree. For example, Cather over here is kind of the symbol of the free world. Plus, killing him is kind of just pointless, right? You like he's a. So do you know anything about Cather?
I know he doesn't like me.
and I like you less now that you stabbed Kiamura through the heart.
Yeah, that's
So me doing
Well-
this, and he just dips his blade through Cather's thigh.
No,
Through Cather's thigh?
You just, or not Cather, sorry, through Kiamura's thigh.
I attack him.
Okay.
Ah, frick.
Let's roll initiative, Drew.
I want to hear this guy out. Maybe
You just kind of
he's not that
slide
bad.
Kiamura around the floor.
He goes
Does
before me.
this, like, are we in like a hallway?
Yeah.
Does it go the other direction?
Yeah, you can go back the way that you guys came from, further into the prison, or you can go through Clovar and towards your escape.
Can we go under his legs?
I mean,
He's a
he
big
is
guy.
tall enough. If you duck far enough, I mean, his legs are like 4 to 5 feet long. So with a little duck, you probably could make it through. They're also like 2 feet thick.
Now the
Right,
question
I mean,
is, where would we find a little duck?
I'll have all of you roll initiative.
Oh, we are fighting.
Wait,
I
does
wanted
that mean I
talk
need to start the
him.
combat music?
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun. I don't know. Depends, because I mean, he could just like outright kill all of you right now. So, kind of depends on how much you talk to him.
I would love some conversation.
I mean, I would love some conversation too. I was just gonna attack him to get him to stop stabbing Kiyomura.
Fair enough, I guess.
Hey, could you just like stop putting holes in my friend? That'd be really
Hey, stop. Hey, stop. Hey, actually.
Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with a brand new edition.
25 to 20.
21.
21. What did you get? You got 18. Okay, Renaya. 2015.
A half-hearted 18.
Okay. What's your dex?
Oh,
+3.
Okay.
and I have a wholehearted 18. My dex is 2.
Okay.
I rolled a 5 on die. Despicable.
I rolled a 12.
Excellent. Renaya, you watch as he's just slowly dipping his blade into Kiyomura's thigh. Kiyomura begins to like gurgle and not quite scream as he's still like choking on his own blood, but you can physically see that he's in agony as his blade is very slowly slicing through his thigh. You're not sure if he's going through the femur or just around it.
Oh, Red, you made your point. You can kill all of us in a single blow, okay? What do you want? You didn't kill us before.
I don't know.
Oh.
You don't know?
Abinthy. It was Abinthy, correct?
Yes, I'm so glad you remembered my name.
It makes a valiant point. A waste of resources would be a waste. But I don't know what to categorize you as. Are you truly my enemies? Or can
Well, do you want to be friends? Like, what are you wanting here?
I have spent millennia sleeping. But when I was at my peak, I simply saw a broken world. One that needed guidance, leadership, and an absence of divine intervention. I imagine that is still the same today.
And I'm guessing you think you're righteous enough to do that. All by yourself.
I have done it once before.
Yeah, and look where that got you.
You're right. My hubris was my downfall. I do not intend to make that same mistake. Nonetheless, I still remain the most qualified for this position.
And how do you know that?
I have seen the state of the world. Gods run amok, not caring about their subjects, not caring about their worshippers, not caring about those that plead to them. But they cannot continue to rule. And the hands of the Fae failed once before. As much as I enjoy the usefulness of the fiends, their selfishness and ambition proves them too chaotic to lead. Leaving
So then
myself
what are you?
consistent.
Well, I can't stop you. You've made that clear. So, how about you stop poking holes in our friend?
He removes the lid.
And why don't we figure out what exactly we are categorized as for you?
Excellent. And he gestures into the room.
Into the storage room?
The
Into the
storage
storage
room?
room. There's a table there. Table and
That's
chairs.
fair. I don't know if it'll fit him. What a thick table.
So we're out of combat now, right?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Hey DM,
Are
good
we
job.
out of
You
combat?
lined it up perfectly with the end of the music.
Oh,
Nailed it.
You did
I
great.
love being
Wow.
a maid.
I'm
I
gonna
love being amazing.
punch up Kiki again.
You guys step into the room, and Clovar closes the door behind you before you watch as he begins to cast a spell.
Hold on a second.
Wait,
How come he
yeah,
can cast a
hold
spell, you
on.
loser?
Wait a minute, that's not fair.
But
It's-
this is an anti-magic field.
It is the way that he does it, though, that is fascinating to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it.
Abinthy, you're on the verge of understanding this. Renai, you can tell where he's coming from. This is a ancient form of magic, one from before the weave, much as like you would use with mana pools. Clearly, Clovar understands that and how it all works. And you watch as around 2 chairs, you can feel the anti-magic field dissipate. He gestures to you, Renai, to sit in one, and your friend can sit there, meaning Kiyomura.
Oh,
I hope Kiki sit.
I was hoping it was me.
You may
I take a seat.
heal him.
Okay, cool. Boop. I'm gonna
You put a couple of cure wounds in there, and you watch as he's not like really conscious, but his shallow breathing deepens a little bit, and he's finally able to actually take a breath without choking on his own blood. And the wound on his thigh kind of closes up a little bit and scabs over. So, you have healing magics. Yes?
Uh-huh.
How do you acquire those?
I have a cool god that doesn't ignore me and outcast me.
And which one is that?
That's an interesting question, huh?
And you, the other holy one.
He's talking to you, Gather. It's definitely not us.
Yours was different. Your healing abilities. Where do you get those from? I can't categorize you if I don't know anything about you.
I think you already know what category I fit in.
You are
I made
a paladin.
that very clear.
I just am curious if you get your strength from within or from the divine.
And I don't care to share that information with you.
The fifth.
All due respect, gang,
Wait, the
but he doesn't really need to ask us. Wisteria already knows.
Which is why I don't care to give him any answers.
Okay.
I have healing magic too.
Hey, look. I'm divvied up all over the place, and if I could get to a point where I'm not divvied up, I'm in.
If
You know
you
what I'm saying?
inform me of your patrons, then I can remove them and you no longer have to worry.
Baphomet.
Baphomet. Well, he's a little more difficult, but for the right price.
And what would that price be?
Usefulness. Are you more useful to me than Baphomet?
That depends. What do you need me to do?
What are you willing to do?
The list is a lot shorter the other way around.
I see. You are like myself and like Wisteria,
Hmm?
a student of the arcane.
I do fancy myself a bit of an arcanist. I think wizard is an overblown term, yes.
You are far more than just a wizard. You are on the precipice
flatter
of
me,
revolution,
sir.
aren't you?
Yes, I fancy myself on the brink of discovery. I've been working pretty hard at it. I've reached a few kinks in the road, but just a little bit of research.
I understand. Having returned to this form at this time, the weave is restricting.
Yes. It's a beautiful pattern, but man, does it get in the way sometimes. But yes, frankly, I've mentioned it several times. First of all, I would like to apologize. The only reason that I attempted to stop your return to this world was purely out of spite for Wisteria. There was nothing personal. I actually had offered to her to already be of assistance, and she rejected me. So I'm a creature of emotion. I'm a creature of action. You wrong me, you get wronged. It's a pretty 1-2. But for the most part, other than stabbing Kiyomura over there, which, look, sometimes people have to get stabbed. I think that killing him is, once again, as I mentioned, a waste. But other than that, no holds barred.
And you. That had such like SpongeBob energy.
Me? Oh my gosh. Me?
Was it me, Jesus?
From what I can tell, you're
What about
just
me? Well, in some ways you might be right. Maybe I am just a man. And maybe ordinary men are capable of more than we think they are. Maybe it's worth having a little more faith in the world. Instead of thinking everything is as bad as you say they are. Cannot both exist? Gods that ignore those who serve them and gods that serve those who serve them? Do you really see the world so two-dimensionally and you call yourself wise?
Snap.
This is a fascinating statement coming from one who serves nor believes in any god.
Maybe it's because I've accepted that both exist. And I'm happy standing in the middle of it. I'm tired of seeing war. Tired of it. And you hope for it. That sounds reckless to me. How can one lead who seeks war? You say you want peace. You just want control. And there are others who want control. And if that's true, there's going to be problems. By getting rid of the gods, by going against the way things are, even if you do rid of them, there are more who want to be in control. It never ends.
My jihad would be swift. War is not what I seek. But, much like you all, it can be a tool. Going back to Urania, he shifts his attention. You have something that I want. There's an item that you carry, a piece of a rod. Would you please hand that over to me?
Rod?
See, I would, but I kind of can't.
And that is why.
Because I earned it.
I see. You killed for it,
Mm-hmm.
and now it is bound to you.
Mm-hmm.
This is useful. There is a dragonborn. Leshka?
Never heard.
He guards a piece of this rod. Is your list of uses killing him to get the rod?
That what you want me to do?
It would be a step.
Renaya kind of looks at her friends. And now once I get this rod, then what? Now I have two that you want.
You pose, excuse me, an interesting perspective. Bring me him, and I'll kill him. Just as long as he's bound to the rod.
But he's not bound to the rod. He's just...
He can be. Once it's taken, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, let him take it, and then bring him to me. Do we have a deal?
We have a deal.
What exactly will you do about Baphomet?
If
I
Renaya...
don't think we've said what your
Baphomet
side
and
is.
his legions are in charge of retrieving this rod for me. If you can do it faster, then I will remove him.
I can get the rod.
Fantastic. We have a deal then. And he snaps his fingers, and the entire anti-magic field in this room disappears. You are free.
I turn to Cather. Well, you able to take me there?
Cather stands up from the table and rustles around in his in the bag of holding to find the helm of teleportation. And after putting it on, he gestures to the rest of the group to take hands, including Kiyomura.
Kiyomura.
Oh, we
I
need
look
to get him
forward to
a
you
wheelchair or
returning.
something.
Bring as many parts as you already possess. I know there's more than one.
And I will teleport us to Gambit's Keep.
What? You guys feel that sensation of kind of sucking into the void and arriving at Gambit's Keep, and it's pitch black out. Now, kind of seeing the stars and the moon and everything, you guess it's probably 1-2 o'clock in the morning, and the keep is quiet. What would you guys like to do?
So, are we going to get the rod, or do we run? I don't know what to do from here.
Well, I guess now would be a good time to put everything down on the table.
What do you mean?
And Cather looks at Renaya, and then looks at Edward, and then looks at Abinthy, and then looks at Kiyomura. What does Fate's Gambit want? And more specifically, what do the individual members actually want out of this?
Can I cast Detect Magic? I want to double check to see a number of things.
Okay.
If we're being scryed on.
Yeah, like, are we getting scryed on? Are we bugged? Like, am I wearing a wire?
You cast detect magic, and aside from what you would expect for your magic items and the normal things, you don't detect any extra magic. You know, there's only the magic of the keep and the items on yourselves. There's no scrying on you. You're not wearing a wire. Nothing like that.
Sounds good.
Do we all still want to actually try to stop them?
I'm down for a good old-fashioned double cross. I don't deal well with authority.
Here's what I see. Look, if not all of us want to fight them, I understand. Very few people have any real reason to fight for the gods. And I recognize the fact that I'm one of those very, very few. You all have little to no reason to fight for the gods. And in fact, the things that you do seek might be in direct opposition to them. So I do not blame any of you for seeking a peaceful way out for yourself. At this point, I don't think anyone would say that we owe the world anything. After all, Fate's Gambit only really just started existing again. That being said, I'm still going to fight. And if I'm the only one of us, so be it. But I will not give up, and I will not give in until I am dead and my soul is burned.
Cather, in some ways you're right. I might not have a lot of reasons to defend the gods, but I do have a reason to defend people, to defend families that could be harmed, to protect the men trying to make a day's wage in the marketplace, to protect the children who have a chance at a normal life. None of us had a chance at a normal life. And I think all of us wished we did. But now we have a chance to offer that to everyone. And I don't think this Clovar has the common person in mind. I think their reign means the end of all that's decent. And if not, it means a whole lot of pain until it's decent again. I don't like the idea of working backwards. I don't want to help him. And I certainly don't trust his friends. I'm with you, Cather.
He turns to Abinthy.
I
Abinthy, what do you think?
I couldn't give a damn about the gods, but what I said to Clovar wasn't an entire lie.
Oh, I know.
I am a creature of spite, and I don't like him. Not to mention he's working with the person who inadvertently killed Tolonashta, and then was frankly rather rude to me over the phone. And that may seem like a petty reason, and it most certainly is. But no, I'll kill him.
All right.
I will say, my methods may be a little bit different. There's a chance that I may be able to do more good from inside than outside.
I don't really care about the method at this point. I just want him dead.
Well, I would like to point out that Abinthy made a good point back there. We could beat him at his own game. Renaya,
That depends on what
he's
she wants.
offered to get rid of Baphomet. I wouldn't blame you. If that's something you'd like to do as well. And maybe it's worth helping, but please. What do you say?
At this point, Renaya, you can see there's the courtyard walls, and just peeking above them, you can see the top of the head of Malice.
Give me a second. Renaya goes over to Malice.
You step outside.
Hi, what are you doing here?
He just kind of steps out into the side, and you can see behind him is a small window into a demiplane. Within it, you see Grotz standing on the other side.
Is he safe?
Grotz waves at you.
What now?
You look into the demiplane once again, and I said window. I really mean it's like a portal. Like you could go in there if you wanted to, just so you're not aware. But next to Grotz, you watch as Saradol comes into view as well.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I look at Malice and then the portal and then Malice and the portal.
Malice just kind of shuffles you forward.
Oh, okay, I go in.
You go in, and you can see within this demiplane, it's a small demiplane. Well, I shouldn't say it's small. It's large compared to Abinthy's demiplane that you guys interrogated the guy in.
But that's not very big.
Yeah, that's like a 10 by 10 room. This is a field with wildflowers and slightly gently rolling hills. And in the distance, you can see a little bit of a cabin sticking out of the tree line. You step in, and Grotz immediately pulls you into a very tight hug. Before not really even saying anything, he just kind of steps back and just looks at Saradol. Hello, Renaya.
Hi.
Would you mind grabbing the rest of your friends?
Yeah. She
Go peek her head
scurries
around the
over, pokes her head out. Guys, Saradol is here. Get over here, please. Thanks.
On it.
What is this? Okay.
Okay.
We'll
You guys all step
waddle
in,
over.
Come in.
and you look at the towering figure of Malice, and then you see beyond him this window, this portal into a beautiful little demiplane with Grotz and Saradol standing there. Grotz, his tall, beautiful, purple skin, wearing his classic little black suit, and Saradol with her ever so slightly blowing straw blonde hair, her beautiful fair skin, and just this flowing little dress hanging off of her. Grant.
Saradol is the sister to Adaria, also and is the prime deity of life.
She's the god of grandmas.
Gotcha.
She's the one that helped Renaya break.
I meant
her
to send that
attunement to the
privately to
rod.
Aaron, but I sent it to everybody. And now
Yes.
I'm embarrassed.
As a reminder for the lore, Saradol is one of the two deities of the pantheon who are considered to truly be a god. They're the only two actual children, her and her twin sister Adaria. They're the only two actual children of Lanantari, the mother goddess who created all of this. They are the twins.
I got you, chat.
She is the prime goddess of the life. Adaria is the prime goddess of the death domain. Saradol is the one who helped break the curse on Renaya after she got cursed the second time with the piece of the rod that's currently in
The hammer.
What's it called?
The hammer.
The hammer.
Varos Varrock.
A rock
Rock
for
Ross,
Ross.
That piece that's currently residing in there. Umreka.
There you go. Thanks for the refresher. You're
Absolutely.
welcome.
Thank you,
listeners.
Grant, for being our exposition piece to allow
That's right.
the viewers to
The
know what
audience.
is going on.
Exactly.
What can I say? I'm a man for the people.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
You all approach, and Saradol gently gestures you all to step in.
Edward bows.
Yeah,
And,
Catherine will follow suit.
Continues.
I look down my nose at her.
Yeah. She gives a nod to all of you. Thank you all for being willing to join with me. I'm sure you are all well aware of the situation, having just come from the front lines.
You can
But
say that.
the reality of the situation is more grave than I think we, or perhaps you, understand. Clovar is our brother.
Oh,
So-
snap! Well, shoot, no wonder the guy's so strong. He's a god!
So, Clovar is
Wait,
a god.
so, hold on.
Where was this in the history books?
Hold on. Now, so how is he related to Atrasil?
Her and him. They are not related by blood,
I figured as much.
but
About to have a Melora Edwards situation.
That never happened.
But it is difficult to put into perspective divine lineages. Brother is as close as it comes to something that you would understand. But the relationship that Atrasil and Clovar had is one of destruction. She was his right hand. She would perform any task he desired, and she wanted to see his rule as much as he did.
But that changed because of her father.
No. Her father is a different story. Well, it's a different part of the story. After the trial, we believed that Clovar was killed by our mother. But we were mistaken. Atrasil hid him. She went to Zestari and begged her to keep him on the chance that he could return. And so she did. Later, there was an accident with her father. We have tried to keep this from the mortal realm to prevent exactly this, and perhaps that was our mistake. But during the events of the trial, the way that Lanantari judged the world and inflicted her will upon the world was through the 6 truths. These are titanic beings that represented the pitfalls that humanity had fallen into and the reasoning for their destruction. They're controlled by the rod. Once all of the 7 parts are connected, they will do the bidding of whoever wields it, as long as they are strong enough. Thankfully, the complication of releasing the 6 truths is immense. There requires rituals and sacrifices and actually even just finding where each one is buried. And so there is time. But the reason why I am here with you is to offer sanctuary. This is not something that the gods, myself, my sister, ever predicted, nor have we prepared any champions to truly face this.
Fair.
And I mean that with no offense to you, Katha.
Oh no, that's totally fair. I don't feel prepared for this.
And so, as a show of our gratitude, we wish to allow you a chance to live out your days without having to deal with a divine war and the consequences of it. For you and I, there is a second reasoning for it. I know your hatred for Baphomet, and I know your desire to be free of him. That you would do anything to be free of him. But I cannot allow you to aid Clovar in retrieving this rod. So, despite whatever past grievances either of you have, and she gestures towards you and then to Graz, I would like to offer you sanctuary, away from Baphomet, away from his influence, and allow us, if you would trust us, to remove him. At this point, Graz will step forward and just hold your hand, Renaya, not saying anything.
What about everybody else?
The offer goes to you all.
What of the pieces of the rod that we currently have?
Complicated matter. They cannot reside here. No divine domain can hold them. They must remain on the material plane, or within one of the other planes, but no divine domain.
Okay. And what were to happen if we collected them before him?
That debate has gone on for millennia. There was a woman you met, Miriam.
Yes, Miriam Azima.
She is one of our servants. And her argument that discovering these rods and keeping them from him, I think is valid. There are 7 parts.
7 parts.
You know of 3. And I believe Wisteria has 2. Which leaves only 2 parts to be discovered. Even I do not know the location.
Is that including our three? Renaya, the one in the basement, the one in the Valley of Kings.
Yes.
So I don't know if we can really claim that we have all three. We just know the location of the third.
Yes, you know the location of 3. They have 2, leaving 2 undiscovered.
Right.
Another alternate course of action could be the protection of the sacrifices.
That's a good idea, too. And one of those sacrifices also includes Miriam Azima, correct?
Miriam Azima, Marcus Steele,
I knew it! I was just about to ask that!
Adelar Crave, and
Zood's Thrim.
Zood's, who is Zood's Thrim?
He is Zeus
What?
Thrym.
God dang it!
Ah.
Zood's Thrim, who you know as Adelar Crave.
What a scumbag.
Oscorus Laurelin.
Oh, hold on.
Okay, hold on. How do you spell that?
That's a new one. That's a new one.
OSK
S-K.
ORIS.
Okay.
And then Laurelin. Laurelin. LORELEN.
L-O-R-E... Lore... What?
Laurelin. Spelled like Laurel,
Lore-Len. Okay, great.
but it's pronounced Laurelin.
And then...
You will find him as Kempor Gilgarin.
Do you know why Asmodeus wants Marcus Steele?
Asmodeus was not a part of the equation, as far as I have seen. But I can only imagine if he wants Marcus Steele, he wishes to make a bargain with Clovar, or he has already made one.
Right. Well then,
Furthermore,
as an entourage for my friend Abinthy, perhaps you can...
Thank God you were going to say it, because
Perhaps then-
I did not want to.
Perhaps then you can help sweeten a deal that we already have. Or more specifically, Abinthy.
Yes, it's entirely on me.
We had a chance to present ourselves to the Lord of the Ninth Lair of Hell. And in exchange for Marcus Steele, he would give information on the Soul Stealer. He has something that we seek.
Valesh Shatran is a mystery among us. If he has information on him, it is information that I do not possess. But she reaches down, and around her waist you can see there is a braided cord belt with little kind of golden flowers hanging off them at intervals. She reaches down and she unclips one of these flowers. She hands it, or she offers it to you, Abinthy.
What
believe-
is it first, before I get smited?
It will not smite you, but I do believe it could be an alternative to Marcus Steele.
Elaborate a little bit, if you would kindly.
I don't know anything about Valesh Shatran, so I cannot give you the information that you have bargained for. But I cannot allow you to take Marcus Steele to him either. I believe that token he will find valuable enough to take in the place of Marcus Steele, as it would aid with his penultimate goal, I believe.
That sounds fine with me. I have no desire to ask any further, in the same way that I did not ask what the deal with Marcus Steele is. That rhymed.
Furthermore, there are 2 other sacrifices, 6 in total. Ocaro or Casso. Ocaro. Orcasso.
I so picture her actually spelling it out while like
Yeah, like we actually have
writing it
notebooks
down.
I assume that the world is just on subtitles.
Absolutely. There's always this floating text above all
Yeah.
the NPCs' heads.
Like the QSMP.
And finally, Lorelai Adrian, who you would know as Amnestria Navabella.
We would?
Amnestria, what?
Wait, can you say that second name again?
So, Amnestria, Amnestria, Navabella, Navabella. That is the name that she would be underneath at the current moment.
Good to know.
Okay.
But
Well,
I need to know who is accepting of the sanctuary and who chooses to stay behind. And if you do choose to stay, there is no obligation to me.
Could we have a quick group huddle? Is that fine? Do you have time for that?
Absolutely. And she just disappears.
Oh, no. Good, I was just going to walk over there. So, thoughts, opinions?
I mean, I already told you guys I'm not stopping. So that's my choice. If any of you guys want to join me, or if you don't want to, I hold nothing against anyone.
Renaya? This seems to be what you're after.
Wanted.
I
Graz,
think you'll stay.
Renaya looks to Gratz.
Graz turns to you. My love. You and your heart has far more good in it than mine. But this could be our chance. I'm asking you to do this. No longer will we allow these fiends to control our lives.
She looks back to the others.
It's a good deal, Renaya. If I didn't have business to take care of on the material plane, I would probably take it myself. That, and I have a grudge against the one giving me sanctuary.
I will admit, I myself often fight selfishly, seeking this exact situation. Just a peaceful existence to live out the rest of my days. You have fought long and hard, Renaya, just like all of us. And there is no shame in enjoying peace.
I just can't risk losing this again.
understand.
No shame.
I think that wise. I think I would go crazy in here personally, knowing what's going on. There's too much to do. There's too many people counting on us. I couldn't possibly stay here. But, Renaya, I have a feeling that if somehow, some way, things work, and Clovar doesn't take power, if somehow we actually win the fight, we'll see to it that you don't have to stay here. If possible, that normal life, I think there is a chance of it. I do. And I think we're going to fight for that. I also hope I can visit. Cyrodiil, are you
Kimura
listening?
steps up to you. We'll take care of Baphomet.
Well, I didn't say that.
I'm saying that.
I second that.
If it helps, I think that it would be a disservice to us if you didn't choose to stay here. We've done a lot of fighting to try to get you to this place. You deserve it.
If I can ask, Renaya, is there anything you want us to tell Baphomet when we kill him?
Tell them I said hi. And she's gonna give Cather what's the official name of it? Scary dagger.
The
Yeah.
God
Oh.
Killer.
Yeah,
The
it was
dagger
the
for
God
Dagger.
Dagger.
The dagger
Dagger
of
of Kurt's
death.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Cain and Abel.
Cather, you get that.
Okay.
Oh, frick. The items are being divvied out. What's happening?
I'm not quite sure of what to do with this. She holds out Rewatch. It's like, because I can't keep
Oh
it here.
no.
But I'm kind of bound to it.
That's a good point.
I look over to Malice.
Malice just points, and he points over, and you look to where he's pointing, and you just see Cyrodiil there again. Right. Cather, I'll need you to kill Renaya.
Oh,
That's
okay. Well, okay. Give me a sec. I gotta
Revenge
divvying out my
time,
stuff.
baby!
okay.
We'll get to that in
Edward
a
is
sec. All right.
shielding his eyes.
Wait, but is this gonna take up an attunement slot?
Take it anyways, you baby.
Look, guys, I
This is
legit
one
don't
of the
think I can
7
take this
power
rod.
crystals.
Like, I have my tattoo. I'm gonna have a sword. I have my
Oh
helmet
my.
of teleportation, and I'm gonna sacrifice this
I'm gonna
an
have to
attunement
attune
slot
to
for
this
a
rod.
D8 of healing.
Maybe we can just throw it in the basement.
We'll think about that
Bag of
later.
holding.
Don't worry about it. Nice.
Okay, yeah, I will. Oh dear, I don't know how to do this. Renaya doesn't like swords.
We'll get to it in a sec. Hey, Edward.
Yes.
I think
I
Edward
know
should
you're
take the
not
rod.
you're not like religious or anything, but I don't really think I'm going to need to use this much. So maybe you can just keep it to remember me and all the weirdness that happens around me. And she hands you her amulet of the devout, which is her holy symbol.
Edward's jaws dropped.
Yeah,
She's
it's
like,
really pretty and purple, huh?
You're giving me your holy symbol?
Mm-hmm.
That's a really big deal, Renaya. Are you sure?
Yeah. Don't lose it, okay? 'Cause when you guys win and all that, I would like it back.
Edward gives you a hug,
She hugs back.
Ooh, I know what I'm gonna do.
and then he's just looking at the holy symbol, and he looks at Malice like, "Is this okay?
Malice is like, Malice forms a little altar next to him.
I don't know if I'm ready for that step.
And then she's gonna go over to Abinthy and she's
keep
gonna
it in
hold
my bag.
out her faded blade.
He will reach into his bag and pull out a little sketch pad about that big. He puts a hand on the dagger and holds out the sketch pad, and he says, "I know it's not much, and we clashed a lot of times, and I am sorry that I am a pain in the neck. But in this sketchbook is well, it's not a lot, but it's some designs for viewing Grodstev as Seal the Deal. It's how I've always seen you. So take it as you will. They've no use to me if I'm over there and you're in here. So
Thank you, Abinthy.
have fun with your white picket fence.
Have fun with your scary dagger.
Oh, I will.
Okay.
Edward instantly wants to see the sketch. What color did he go with?
It's a wedding gown.
Oh yeah, but you know.
think I went with blue? Who do you think I am?
It's a black
they're
wedding gown.
They're from the other side. You know what I mean?
Yamura just goes up and pulls you into a hug.
Big hug. Oh, and then not Abinthy. Kiki, you gotta take this. Just because I can't keep healing you. So can you have this? And she gives him her shield.
I know how to use one of these. And he'll put it on his back before giving you a forehead boop. One a little bit longer than typically. And kind of, okay, before taking a step back and just kind of like looking away with like a single tear coming down out of his eye.
There's no shame in tears, Kiyomura.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
After Kiyomura walks away, Cather will slowly approach, tears streaming down his face. You know, we've been through a lot together. It's been a long 4.5 years or something like that.
Time's weird and other.
That's right. You know, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna laugh because you're Cather.
I'm gonna miss you, but well, this isn't gonna be a goodbye. Not forever. Has Renaya given the rod to Cather yet? Or, like, is she holding it still?
Yeah, she's got it.
Okay. Cather will kind of like reach down and kind of hold her hand that's holding it and kind of lace his fingers between hers as they both grab it before you all see for just a brief moment the...
Hold on, wait, are you getting ready to kill me? Because if you do, I want to do a little monologue first.
Okay.
Okay.
See.
He really was just about to do it.
You really were. Like, you weren't even going to give me a
had a
chance.
whole...
Come on.
I have a
You
plan.
want the big dramatic
You were
one?
about to kill?
Okay.
Don't worry.
This won't be long.
I don't want to
It won't
watch
be long.
it.
I know you've had this a long time coming.
I mean, I
so-
figure...
Empathy pulls out a single, like a disposable camera.
This one's going in the scrapbook.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm about to get murked by Cather, and then y'all are gonna go save the world. I'm really proud of you. And I wouldn't be who I am without you all.
Ditto.
And I hope you know that I will always be right here.
I'm going to bring you some wine.
Okay. Only the best, though.
Oh, you know me.
You all are amazing. You know that. You've done amazing things, and you're gonna do even cooler things now. And I'll tell Malice and Saradol to let me get a sneak peek at you guys kicking some butt. But
But
I'm gonna miss you all. So
We'll
thank
miss you
you
too.
for letting me be here with you. Thank you for being my friends.
We'd do it all again.
100
you can-
times over.
You can stab me now.
Are
I'm
you
going to-
you ready?
I'm
I'm
ready.
gonna lean over to Grotz real quick and whisper something to him. I'm gonna message DJ one.
Quickly, still holding Renai's hand, with his other hand, Cather will just pull out of his bag a diamond. You will see for a moment images of the widow, the thief, and the gravedigger kind of surrounding Renaya and Cather as he pulls her into a deep hug. And Renaya, you feel no pain. Just simply your last breath exhaling. And Cather very gently lays her down to rest, takes the rod from her hand and puts it in his bag, before then taking the diamond, placing it on her chest, and casting Revivify.
As you do, Saradol comes over, and before you can even cast,
Oh, snap. She's on top of it.
you place the diamond before you even start casting. She just kind of lays her hands over yours. And Renaya, you, having not even seen the other side, you open your eyes. Renewed and refreshed. You feel great, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
You're well rested. Feel like an absolute stud.
Yeah.
Um,
Rocking and rolling.
you do also feel as if a weight has been lifted off of your shoulders, as if something heavy in your pocket has finally been taken from you. At this moment, Abinthy, you finish whispering with Grotz, and he snaps his fingers and Pocket shows up.
Pocket.
Pocket comes over to you and just kind of nuzzles up in with you before pulling out the little Miss Maggie doll that Tarak left with you guys and handing it up to you.
Quick question, DM. Kind of backtracking a little bit. Did we find Ginger with the rest of our stuff?
No.
No, we did not.
We'll figure that out later.
I will murder somebody if that squirrel is hurt.
He gives you the Miss Maggie doll.
Yeah.
Before Grotz comes and helps you up. Renaya already said it, but I would like to also express my gratitude. I've been a demon prince for a very long time. And if it wasn't for you, I would still be bound to that. And I would not know this love that has saved me. So thank you. Saradol then gestures towards the little cabin in the distance. Ingrats grabs your hand, Renaya, pickups pockets, and you guys begin to walk through the field towards your new sanctuary and your life free of Baphomet. The rest of you step out of the portal, and we're going to go ahead and take our break right there. We'll be back in 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes. Might be a little bit of a longer break. Lydia, we have loved having you here so much. You have made TPD what it is, and we are so sad to see you leave, but so excited to see where you go. And so thank you so much for playing with us. Thank you for making Renaya the beautiful character that she is and changing the campaign like 4 times because of it. It has been a pleasure being your DM. It has been a pleasure playing next to you, and you're going to go crush it. So you're just amazing, and we love you very much.
I love you guys.
Yeah.
Love you too.
Love you too.
It's been a good few years.
Would you like to say anything to the Dungeoneers before we take our break?
Don't go to Facebook, please.
That's good.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and take our break. Like I said, we'll be back in 10 or 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere. All right, and we are back. Whoa, look at I have a cool shadow going on back here. It's kind of fun.
Oh,
Sorry,
it's
never noticed that.
kind of
It's like
weird.
Peter Pan.
So,
Or like a evil monologuing
Dr.
person that you can't see
Facilier.
yet. Around the corner.
I am ready. Exactly. So we left off with you guys having just stepped out of the demi-plane. You see Malice standing there, towering above you, little altar next to him, kind of eyeballing you, Edward. What would you guys like to do? You don't see Sarah Doll around you.
I'm gonna look up at Malice and say, Malice, you're a god of Arcana, right? Magic. That's the thing that you deal with. I don't suppose you could just send some little excess mana my way. It would really move things along, really help with the war effort.
He scratches his head,
Yes,
and magic
heavily
dandruff
Thank
falls
goodness.
off, allowing for you to collect it.
I do. And I go, thank you. Ugh. Well, we should get going. It was a pleasure seeing you. Are you just gonna hang around here or head back? Oh, thank goodness.
Edward holds up the holy symbol and says, I think I'm just going to keep this in my bag for now, if that's okay with you. It's nothing personal. It's just I have a really hard time with committing myself to like one thing. Look, thanks. I don't know what else to say. I didn't
Sombers
ask
off.
for this. See you around.
Off into the distance before just disappearing.
Wow, look what you did.
I feel like I said something wrong.
Well, yeah, you hurt his feelings.
I wasn't. What was I supposed to do? Become?
Nobody likes
You could have
become-
at least worn it. Showed it off
Well,
a
I'm
little bit.
afraid
You
that
can
that's
take it
like a
off later.
symbol that I am now like.
Oh,
following
how many
Malice.
people actively like just wear holy symbols and have don't care at all about the religion? I would say it's most priests.
Oh.
I mean,
Well, I'm not going to wear it. And he
Edward,
puts
you,
it
you
in his
could
bag.
think of it
It was nice.
less so as you following Malice and more of you remembering your friend.
That too.
I agree. Yeah. Edward will take it, and he'll.
If
He's
you
having
don't
a really
want
hard
to
time here.
look, if you don't want to wear it around your neck, I could probably like sew it into something or change it into like a bracelet or something.
A bracelet would be nice.
It's a bit bulky. I'll have to
It is a little
change it
bulky.
around. Maybe turn it into one of like a cool arm thing. I do have some stuff to do. I can do that in the meanwhile. If you would like to join me in the laboratory, we should probably go over what
yeah.
we are going to do next.
Right.
Are
I
you
agree.
sure it wouldn't? I'm afraid it would be like rude to wear it.
It was gifted to you.
I
Malice
open
would
my
be-
jacket. It's just rows of holy symbols.
You want a button?
Like,
okay.
symbol?
I don't understand the
Okay.
problem.
How
This is
did
like
you-
General Grievous, like going after the Jedi.
That's
Having
right.
thieves just been hunting down.
How could you-
It's the symbol for my collection.
That's
How
right.
could you have possibly? I don't even want to know. Okay, well if it's not rude or anything, Edward will slip it on. Like
Edward,
he
you
looks around, waiting.
find inspiration. You are imbued
Something's
with
happening.
holy power as you bind yourself to. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
You take
Nothing
13
happened.
levels in cleric.
That's right. That's
Let's
right.
go.
Whoa, dude! I
Nothing
take
happened.
that. That means he's over
You
level
also
30.
lose 13 levels in your other classes.
That's right. That's right. You switch to 13 levels in cleric.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know what I expected to happen. I'm a little.
On edge.
All of the god magic stuff kind of freaks me out sometimes because it's so unpredictable. And he just kind
It's actually
of
that's
tugs it
actually
under
the
his
most
shirt.
predictable magic there is.
Yeah, you want to see some actual
Well,
predictable magic,
did
you
you
should join
see-
me in the lab.
Okay. Did you expect the giant, terrifying face to appear out of the clouds?
Yes,
that
I caused
Abinthy made
that.
happen?
Yeah,
That
was
wasn't
purposeful.
expected.
No, that was
what
me
about
being
your visions of
unexpected.
people dying? I mean,
I
no
love the fact that
disrespect,
everything that
it's
he's
just
brought
not
up
for me.
is traditional arcane magic and not divine magic.
What does he know?
Nothing, apparently.
You were schooled. You
Glad
are
this is making you
learned.
laugh, Lydia. Oh, Corbin. Oh, that's Corbin. Sorry, Corbin. Yeah, well, that's over.
You guys begin to head back into the keep, and as you go through the entrance and enter in the courtyard, you do see Saradol sitting on one of the benches there.
No.
I was
thought you
wondering
left.
if you had left.
Right.
What was that? Sorry, we spoke over you.
I apologize. I didn't mean to frighten you.
I've never been scared.
I was just curious as to what your goals are, what your ambitions. What's your plan?
Currently?
That's a good question.
Well,
I think-
overarching.
I think
Overarching,
a
right?
nice nap would be the first priority.
Okay, yeah, but like the more important things, I'd say probably keeping. What's his name? Dang,
Clovar.
the big guy.
Clovar.
What? Clovar. I think the main goal we can all agree is keeping Clovar from killing all the gods and taking power.
That would be
I'm
nice.
not sure how we're going to do that or even scratch the surface of how to stop it, but I think we can all agree that we want that to happen.
Well,
Him not taking
I
it.
think the first priority would be making sure that whatever pieces of the raw that we do know of are safe and secure, and also doing the same for the members. The sacrifice is trying to make sure that they are safe as well. Although that does require us to find more, since, well, Zud's Thrim is on their side, Miriam Azima is in a different dimension that's almost impossible to get to. So that really only leaves Marcus, as of right now, as our main lead on that front.
I do know the locations of each of the sacrifices.
Oh, that would be very helpful.
Yes, that is good information to have.
And to be clear, you don't know the locations of the rods.
No.
Well, maybe we should start
Sacrifices.
with the sacrifices.
There are only two
Plus-
parts of the rod that need to be found.
Right.
As
Was
the
it-
parts are
yeah.
found and combined, they do gain in power as well, just to be aware.
Right.
As for the sacrifices, as you said, you already know where Zutrim is. He's at a grave. He is working with Wisteria.
Right.
You know of Miriam Azima, who is the sorceress of the In-Between.
Right.
Ascorus Lordan, or Kempor Gilgarian, as you will know him, is in Elan Ryan. He leads a druid grove in the heart of the desert.
Marcus Steele is aboard.
The Mistrunner.
Yes, the Mistrunner.
Okaro Orkaso. He's on Yizgard. He spends
Okay.
his days drunkenly fighting as a gladiator.
Where did you say he was?
A
Yizgard.
gladiator. Wait, say
He's
what?
on the plain Yizgard.
Oh,
Oh,
Plane.
It's one of the upper planes.
I thought you said something like drunkily smitten as a gladiator. That's like what I
Drunkenly
heard.
fights as a gladiator.
Oh, I was right.
yeah, no, he fights as gladiator. I couldn't hear the name of the place. I was like, what?
Oh, okay.
Wait,
He-
does that mean that he has already died?
Okaro? No.
Interesting.
The sacrifices are immune to most ways of death. There are very specific requirements to actually kill them.
That will make it very easy to fight as a gladiator.
Yes, and he has. He's going to be difficult to deal with. Not very right in the head.
Lovely.
We'll just send Catherine there, fisticuffs, and it'll be over.
I'm sure I could beat him.
Not a problem.
And then
Or
there's
I'll charm him with my silver tongue.
I did not
Yes,
think that's where you
Dora.
were going with that.
who is known as Amnestria Navabella.
Yes.
She is in Freudrana. She leads a group working on simic hybrid research.
Could you repeat that? I was adjusting my earpiece.
She leads a group who are working on simic hybrid research.
Ah, yes.
Save the planet.
Actually, Avanthy, go ahead and make a history check for me.
Oh gosh, gotta move stuff off my thing. There.
I like this.
Brah.
What, me telling you everything?
Yeah. Also, I like the whole like, hey, you gotta get these people.
It's a
Hear me out.
21.
If we
Okay.
kill them first,
Yep.
Well, we can't kill them, Grant.
I mean, you might be able to kill them, but it
that's
takes
a
a while.
specific way.
You don't know
We'll
the
just
way.
put them in a demi-plane. We'll make
And-
Aaron cast an 8th level spell every time.
Hey,
Just
see,
as
this is
a-
what I'm talking about, Drew. All you
a
see me
reminder-
is a doorway to demiplanes.
I suggested it one time.
I am a human being. I will not be objectified.
Aaron. Lorelai, Adrian. Or you know both of these names.
Yes, I do.
You know of Amnestria Navabella for her simic hybrid research. She's a very, very famous wizard who has basically hidden herself in plain sight by becoming this incredibly well-known, incredibly prolific, incredibly powerful wizard who has a whole entourage of people that would lay down their life for her and just absolutely adore her and everything that she's done. You also know Lorelai Adrian because she was the first person to discover Audronite.
Ugh.
Oh, do I know about this person?
You'd probably also know that name as well.
Yes, I know something.
And so you also know Lorelai as being one of the founders of the Weave. She was one of the initial people who kind of created the magic level system and how all the things work and kind of organized the Weave after the trial.
Yeah, probably one of the people who set up the legend lore system and
Ahead of her
garbage
time.
That.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So she's very, very famous.
Bit of a rebel.
Over.
Right.
Isn't that the one that discovered Aldronite?
Yes, she did after the Weave.
Yeah,
After the
you should see
creation,
what
of the Weave, I should say.
You should see what she's doing now. It's kind of freaky, I'm not gonna lie. Squid arms, crab legs,
Right. Okay.
hippogriff wings, sorts of stuff.
Cather will kind
You're
of
joking.
look at
You wish.
Edward and oh my goodness, Abinthy. Jeez Louise, my
You
mind.
can call me
just-
Abe.
My mind just totally flew out a window. Right. So, I do think it's a good idea to prioritize finding the sacrifices. I do think, though, it would be wise to move the rod that's in the Valley of Kings. Since Klovar already knows it's there and knows that Leshka is there, it's only a matter of time before he goes there in a strong force that would guarantee him securing that piece of the rod. And if we move it, we can at
True.
least temporarily keep it safe.
If he thinks that we're after Leshka, then I think that buys us some time. Why don't we tell Leshka to keep it safe somewhere? He can take it to the Scholar's Guide, maybe. They can keep it in their vaults.
They have people in the Scholar's Guide, too.
Oh, you're right.
The
We can
safest
take it to my
place.
family's estate.
The safest place would either be maybe here, assuming that they haven't heard of Gambit's Keep's location from.
Anyone.
Well, actually, Wisteria probably already knows of it just because of Kiamura.
Why don't we have Mary hide it?
That is a horrible idea.
We
I
give
do
it-
not trust Mary with weapons of mass destruction.
Well, we know that Mary is very good at hiding things.
Are you
She's hidden so
seriously
many
about
things
to
and I've
recruit
yet
a
to-
child soldier?
I think
I
think
just want,
it's
I
just
want
an
you to know
idea.
what you're doing.
I
here.
think Edward, I think a smarter play, if possible, would be to move it into some sort of demi-plane.
I have an idea. Why don't we give it to Lada? Sorry,
I'm
what,
not
DJ?
actually opposed to giving to
Dallas.
one
What did you
teleporter.
say?
Saradol said that a demiplane would not hold them.
A demiplane would not hold.
Oh,
them.
it has to be one of the main
it has to
planes.
be on the yes, on the material.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
Right. She did say that.
The rods must stay mainly on the planes.
Well, I suppose I don't.
I got
Maybe
that
then
joke.
what we could do is, I think maybe if Lada and Leshka both were to keep the rod safe, perhaps they're both skilled and capable enough to keep themselves safe and maybe on the move enough to not get pinned down somewhere.
This is not a bad idea.
So
There,
Veshka gets one rod, tell him not to touch it,
Right,
and then run aggressively.
right. Well, we can tell him. I mean, is Lada still here? Is Lada still at the keep?
Lada? No.
No.
Because she was on her way to help with Mary.
Yeah,
But I don't know if she ever got
Yeah, because we asked her to come check in on Mary.
Oh, maybe.
She has come and gone.
Okay.
Okay,
Good
sounds
to know.
Well, we can try and message Lada as well, and try and get the two of them to meet up in order to
I have an
keep
idea.
each other safe and keep the rod safe.
They don't have a brain.
There's no safer place on this planet than in the center of the orc stronghold.
That actually is a fair point.
And I trust the orcs not to try to find the rest of these rods.
I don't think the orcs care.
I don't
I
think
don't
they do
think
either.
that they would think that they need them. Honestly, they probably think it's heretical.
Yeah, probably.
That's my point. If I ask a favor of them, I'm certain they'd jump at it.
Well, hear me out. So, if we would return a rock Varos
To the orcs.
Yes.
to the orcs,
That's not a terrible idea.
Leshka gets the rod in the Valley of Kings,
Right.
and then we just have to figure out where we're going to stash
The one
or
that we
who
have.
we're going to have run away with Renaya's rod.
Right.
At the very least,
I mean, I don't
last
mind-
resort, toss it in the middle of the ocean
I
where nobody
suppose-
knows.
I don't.
Is grandmother here?
Sure, yeah. feel free to say.
Oh, is she still here?
What's her
I
name?
su- I
Grammy.
Tavut.
Tavut could hold on to one piece of the rod. She's
I trust
capable and
Tavut.
strong. However, if she's going to try to confront the rest of the dragons, if they
Yes.
are capable
What
of
if we-
subduing her and taking it from her, that would not be.
What if we store it? What if we hide it on the island?
My island, you're saying?
No, the island just offshore.
Oh,
You're talking
Terracomus.
about the keep.
Terracomus' keep.
Yes.
I
People
will
don't
not
go there
lie, I thought of
anyway.
it
Is
too.
there somebody who resides there now? A dragon who resides
Oh,
there?
there
now?
are multiple things.
Well,
that
yes, I know there are
that cause
multiple,
people to
yes.
avoid, but there isn't a key or core dragon that I know of. At minimum, they were Terracomus's
Subservient.
like.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I
And
do
we
like
know
that idea.
firsthand how difficult it is to get inside.
I do like that idea.
We were probably some of the first in maybe ever.
Another piece of information that you all should be aware of. Each of the 6 truths are buried on the material plane.
Ugh,
like their bodies are.
Yes, they're tombs, they're imprisonments. That's the best way to put it. They are imprisoned here on the material plane.
Lovely.
We only know where one is, where fear is. The reason for that is an event in history where
I think I know what you're talking about.
many of the gods sought the same goal as Kovar. But gods cannot fight amongst themselves, and so they sought to free the 6 truths and use them, much as our mother did.
I see.
We were moving fear as he had been discovered by the mortal race. And we were ambushed by some of the gods. Atrosil's father sacrificed himself in re-entombing fear and hiding him away.
Okay.
He is buried beneath an island known as Eridoa.
Oh, the tiny uninhabited island.
We've been there.
This island
We've
just
been there
keeps
twice.
coming
This
up.
island, not only that, it keeps getting more inhabitants.
Wait.
That's a good.
Not
Wait, it
more
was
inhabited.
always
So
inhabited.
is it a coincidence then that the doorway to
Oh yes, the doorway of death.
the
The
doorway
death doorway.
the doorway to the in-between is also on that island. Is that just a coincidence?
I don't know if that's a coincidence, but you have approached the door leading to his tomb.
Well, and hear me out.
Huh.
What island? Where?
That you guys
What-
knew you went through, you instantly died.
Because there was a small door to Sigil
Mm-hmm.
that, because of the teleportation stuff, ended us getting sent to the in between.
Yes.
But then there was also the big double doors that Abinthy had seen before. That he's like, everyone died that went through there.
Mm-hmm.
What a better place to hide something than a place where everybody assumes is uninhabited.
That's very fair.
It's hiding in plain sight in a way. I wish I would have thought of it.
So, I mean,
If
question though, is that important at all?
if Cerdal knows that figure is buried there, that's going to draw attention to that location regardless. We don't want to put a piece of the rod there.
No, we certainly wouldn't want to hide the rod.
Certainly not.
There.
Assuming fear, or any of them were to be released, what kind of things can we expect to happen? Are we talking trial level destruction?
You have seen what they can do.
Right.
Oh,
Hmm.
oh my.
Can
For me.
Well, I suppose that's a question.
Then our first priority should be keeping them from their sacrifices
So
and
I
hiding the rods.
I think yes. If we could rest a little bit, then our first priority can be securing the locations of the rods that we are in possession of and keeping those pieces safe, and then start working towards securing the sacrifices that are in immediate need of assistance.
I move to return the hammer to the orcs
I think that's
If you-
as a
great
first
idea.
step of action.
I think that we can each probably take, to get this over, we can go pretty quick here. The Katha,
Yes.
well, I suppose if Leshka is the one in charge of it, we just need to send him a message.
If we tell Leshka to take the rod secure the rod without actually physically touching it, and trying to meet up with Lotta, I know he has ways of reaching out himself. I'm sure he
Yes.
could figure out a way to meet up with Lotta and other people that he trusts with his life to keep safe and keep on the run.
Okay.
As long as
So
he's aware that the situation has changed.
Developed, yes. So I can message Leshka. Katha, with your teleportation, you could get into and out of Tower Kalmos' keep,
Correct.
and then Edward, you can deal with the orcs and Athala. Develop all the rod's locations in a day. Take a long rest, and then go to where we need to go.
Yes.
Faster we move, the better.
Also,
I'll head to Athala as soon as I can.
I would like to present the idea of me playing a double agent.
What do you mean by this? You're making me
Well-
nervous.
I have put the seeds of possibility of being an aid to Clovar in some way. I may be able to gather more information there and do some better work there than I can here. It also might get some flack off of the rest of you in some regard.
Do you have a plan to earn his favor or his trust?
I have multiple plans. Several of them are bad. I think me arriving at all is a better show of faith than anything else.
Right.
Because right now, I would be the only one who returned.
Right.
Abinthy, we fought side by side many a time under the cloak of, I forget the word, flip. It's even a skill.
Camaraderie.
No, it's
Fellowship.
deception. Under the cloak of deception. You and I, many a time. Cather, I think he's up for it.
I do agree having an inside man would be extremely helpful. While we're on that topic, he'll turn to Cerdal. Do you know, is it at all possible for us to try to save Atrasil?
I do believe over the centuries, after her father died, much changed in her. I do not think that her love for Clovar remains.
Do you know where she is now?
I believe she's in the same keep you were held.
Right.
But I believe she's locked away where Clovar is residing.
That makes
It would
things
be very,
difficult.
very dangerous to go get her now. It might be best to remove yourselves from the rod before going after her.
Right. I suppose Abinthy. Perhaps then we could return, and you could distract him, maybe.
Either distract. There's also a potential that if things get too tough, I may be able to escape with her myself. If that throws the idea out the window. So if there's
Well,
no chance
I
of me
suppose
being a double agent.
My thought would be that we would all go, but you would be public
Yes,
about your arrival, and
of course.
while Edward and I perhaps try to sneak in and get her out, and then
There's a potential that we may still want to wait, just so that way I can gain more trust, and then once the trust is established, it won't shine on the idea that I come back and immediately there's a breakout. There's no real way of me convincing him that I was not a part of that.
fair enough.
I agree. And it will
I
take
know
me
that you
some
want to
time to
save
get to
her.
Athala and then get to the orcs.
Yes.
I will be as quick as I can, but
Cyril, one quick request. I hope it. I don't think it would tax you too much. Could you fix our teleportation circle?
Absolutely.
That is very helpful.
oh, that's good.
You lead her over to it, and she kneels down and just presses both hands, and it glows with the divine energy. And you watch as the stones rearrange and the cracks disappear.
Like
and
a Lego building.
exactly, you know. And the teleportation circle is rebuilt.
Nice.
Oh man, that was such a hassle. I'm glad that it's
Yeah,
fixed.
That was going to take us another year or something.
It was
right,
custom
Abinthy?
made.
However, I should leave soon.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think.
Your plane is dangerous.
Right, especially now. I don't think we have, at least I don't have any further questions. I think we have a strong idea of what to do next.
I'll be taking willing mana donations at any point in time. It helps with the war effort. You know, I do my part.
Cather will
She,
pull out the cursed sword.
Laughs low and sprinkles just a little bit of mana towards you.
Open
He
my
doesn't do the
bag.
dandruff thing.
Cather will pull out the cursed sword of vengeance and say, I don't suppose like this would be helpful to that, right? Like
I mean, I can boil it down.
it's technically magical, so like I don't know if you can siphon that energy or something.
I can figure out anything.
I don't know how magic works. So
I don't know how magic.
No one does.
That's the lesson number one. That's what he was trying to teach
First
you.
rule: magic
Not
is
pay attention
cheating.
at all when he taught you your class.
No,
here
I was
you
kind
can-
of rambling.
You can have this then. I don't
Great.
want it.
I have a question. Is it possible to visit Renaya? Or at least send her gifts, wine. If I finish a book, I want her to read it.
The less contact, the safer she is.
Right.
Wine?
Could you drop off a gift?
I can, but
Yes.
again, the less contact, the safer she is.
Oh, that's
question
like
to
not that doesn't that's not like just towards us like that. That's like just
No,
anywhere.
any.
Okay,
anywhere.
yeah, that makes more
And
sense.
so I
We'll be
can,
patient then.
but I would recommend patience and weighing the consequences.
Right.
Is a bottle of wine worth potentially exposing her to Baphomet and his rage?
Certainly not.
Exactly.
It's good wine.
Depends on the wine.
And Edward's like, oh shoot, you're totally right. And then like as soon as he turns away, he's like, I'm totally doing it.
He's like, it's a fantastic vintage. I don't
Like
know
if
what
I
else to say.
wanted to, how would I?
Well, I assume that you would probably make an offering to Serenol, and then,
I
she would-
accept massive donations of mana.
Right.
I also do, in coincidence.
Thank you, Seradol, for everything you've done for us. Sincerely.
It is not enough for what lays before you, but
Well,
I hope and I appreciate anything you can do to help.
You know, Clovar said that there were no gods that were concerned with their followers. You're a god that's concerned with people who aren't following you. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
That being said, he does have a bit of a point, and once we're all done with this, we should probably go over what the crap you all have been doing for the past millennia. Because you could do better. Not necessarily you in specific. You're doing great. Dotagramma's
Jeez,
wonderful.
haven't you
But-
only get thick right now?
I'm just saying.
There is truth in that. Most often, tyrants take truths and bring extreme
Unfairness.
they take a truth and they take the extreme answer of it.
Oh.
Usually the balance is more acceptable.
Yes.
What Clovar's anger is towards is real, and as is yours, apathy.
Thank you.
You-
I feel vilified.
You know, I see a lot of myself in Clovar when I was younger.
The rippling abs.
Just so
what
upset
part?
about how
Is
things...
it the gray skin or the 10 feet of height?
Well, he's clearly
Probably.
upset about how things are going, and he thinks he can do it better. I get that. He's
You should
just like
probably
a
get
god.
going.
I was gonna say
It's a lot
We
worse.
do need to. We should.
Yes, we've got stuff to do. We've got a world to save. I know that you've got a self-reflection to take care of, Edward, but you've got some orcs to meet up with.
Right. Anyway, good talking.
Break!
I will be leaving now.
It was nice to see you. I hope it is a while before I see you again.
See you later, alligator.
Thank you.
And she walks around the corner, leaving you, all the four of you, by yourselves.
Right.
Oh yeah, because
Alright.
Kiamar is there, right?
How are we How are we supposed to get Rock Ross out of the vaults underneath?
I mean,
Rax
you just have to be
room?
strong enough to carry it.
Well, no, but like, isn't there's like an enchantment in the room that makes
That's
it so
the spear.
that,
The
oh,
spear you can only
that's just
take
the
if it's
spear.
the end of the world.
Okay,
The rock for Ross is just there as a nice centerpiece.
I see. Edward, can you carry that?
Can Edward look at the man?
I've been
Little golf ball
I've
sized
been
biceps.
working. I've been working really hard for a long time, Catherine.
All right. I mean, I was gonna say your physique does look nicer. It's,
Oh my goodness, it's oof.
I
You
think
haven't even
you
seen half
you
of
know,
it.
Edward, we should spar sometime.
Shirtless.
In the rain. As the lightning
you-
crashes down.
What is,
It
what's
can't
wrong-
be
what's
any
wrong with
worse.
that?
It can't be
Maybe
any worse
Kiamora
than
can
what I
join
went
in
through with
for a
Farah.
three-way sword fight.
Wow.
Maybe we can. You know what, Catherine? I would like to. I would.
Apathy
I would
can
like to
watch.
start.
Oh no, that made it so much worse.
You just okay. I just want you to
Oh,
know
no.
you just ruined the Cather Kiyomura ship for me forever. You know, I was starting to get on board. I really was, and you just destroyed it. You just blew up your own ship.
Cather, there's nothing I'd like more than to spar with you someday.
Thank you, Edward.
I'm so proud of myself.
Well, we all have things to do and some rest to get before we get going, as it were. So
I couldn't have said it better
I'm gonna
myself.
leave to go drop off
Yes.
my part of the rod.
I shall contact Aleshka.
I'm gonna use our new teleportation circle, and maybe I get to see. Oh, I get to see so many old friends and. See ya.
Bye.
We'll start with
To
Abinthy.
the teleportation circle.
So, upon leveling up, in anticipation for this moment, realizing that we rely desperately on the sending spell, I took the sending spell.
Oh, hey, teleport.
Yup. So I'm going to cast sending to Leshka.
Okay.
Real quick, I'm going to think to myself, where would be a good place for Leshka and Lada to meet up? That is like at a middle point between where I think the two of them are.
I would probably say Athala isn't a bad start.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's probably fairly essential.
I will cast sending. I will say, Leshka, it's Abinthy. Plans have changed. Take Rod without touching. Head towards Athala, meet with Lauda, and then run like you've never run before.
Yeah, one word left.
Please.
Please. Right. Okay, I can do that.
Great. I cast sending again.
Good stuff.
Lauda.
Yeah.
We need your help. Things are bad. Go to Athala, please. Meet with Leshka. How many do I have?
You got 10.
10. And then flee from Anathema and Big Bad named Clovar.
Perfect.
Perfect.
I would accept BBEG as one word, just so.
Yes.
For future
yeah,
reference.
yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
Right. I can do that. Leshka's meeting me here in Athala. I will wait for his arrival and we will disappear.
Perfect.
4 more words left. Wait, what?
No, I said perfect in her reply, not that she did perfect as in the perfect
Oh,
number of words.
okay.
You have your butt is
Your
cute.
butt is nice, cute. Okay, there you go. How
I
about
wink.
that, Abinthy?
He sends me a wink
Colon
emoji.
smile.
I send, as a cantrip, I use sending to just send an
Semicolon.
emoji winky face,
That's
like
right,
the winky kissy face,
yeah.
as acknowledgement of
Wow.
everything that she just said.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to flirt with Rena's mom, that she doesn't
Absolutely.
remember as her mom.
There's
She
no
is
biological relation either,
But
so
she is, but she does know now.
Yeah, she knows. But yeah, and then while everyone else does their stuff, I'm gonna head into the basement, and I'm just gonna start crafting my brains out for as long as I can before I drop from exhaustion and have to take a long rest.
Okay, absolutely. We'll hop over to you, Drew.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Cather will walk out of the keep and actually walk towards kind of just the cliffside and just look out towards the island.
Yeah, you
for
can
Kel-
see it just faintly in the distance.
Uh-huh. And
You swear you see a tree move, but it could just be the slithering body of something.
yeah, something, right? And then he puts on his helm and focuses and he in his mind he imagines the room with all the paintings in it of Terrakalmos' keep.
Now, quick question.
Yes.
If I remember correctly,
Uh-huh.
Terra Colomos' keep is where Leshka died.
Correct.
Yeah, he was in one of
Has
their powers.
Cather
and got
been to
stopped.
Terra Colomos' keep?
Yes, because we went
Yes.
we went back there afterwards.
Okay.
I'm pretty
Because
sure.
he was there. Well, we buried. Wasn't he there for when we buried Terra Colomos?
Yeah.
Or was that the first time we went?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
Cath-
think
Cather,
he was.
No,
Yeah.
Cather was there, because he
What?
saw Terra Colomos rise
Yeah.
into the heavens and be welcomed
waving
by,
into the
and be welcomed by
skies.
angels.
I forgot that Terra Colomos kind of like ascended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The divine dragon. Sounds like a Yu-Gi-Oh.
Good for him, man.
So,
Yeah, and I suppose, yeah, it might be more accurate for him just to teleport to the island, but then he will make his way into the keep
yeah.
and to the vault room.
But yeah, you are able to make it into the keep. It's massive, fit for a just absolutely ginormous dragon. To the point where there's literal biomes in each of the 4 towers. If you remember, there's
Right.
snow biome and all the other things. That's where Leshka died as he got destroyed by a fae. And you make your way into the vault room, where his massive hoard still resides, untouched. And what do you do?
Okay. I am going to clear out. I'm going to clear out a spot on the ground where there's nothing around, and I'm going to take the bag of holding and just flip it inside out, and everything just falls out.
Okay.
And then he's going to pick up he's going to put it right back again, put everything in that isn't the rod back into the bag, and then still
I
not
love the
touch.
fact that you can hold the rod. It's bound to you.
Oh, it is. Well, shoot. Yeah, I just
grab it.
I just grabbed the rod,
Yeah.
and well, let's see. I find
You should throw it in a pile of other things.
Yeah.
It's very just a mess.
I'm just gonna find like a really big mound of gold and other items.
Okay.
I'm just gonna walk over to it.
Yeah.
just gonna
You got
s-
a million of them.
I'm just gonna stick my arm into it, like just fully engulfed,
Yeah.
like
just bury it
to the
in
shoulder,
gold.
and then let go of it, and then pull my arm back in.
Yeah. You bury the rod in this pile, this random mound of gold coins.
Great.
Very nice.
And then Cather will kind of take his time leaving the keep, just trying to walk around and just kind of remembering kind of where this whole journey began,
Yeah,
before
absolutely.
eventually teleporting back to the keep.
It is reminiscent. You think back on how this group started. You being bound to Melora, happening to find a pretty tiefling, definitely shouldn't be robbed on the side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, there was an orc who picked up Edward and
I just picked up
became
a random bard off the street.
some random bard as he was running from guards. You became friends with Renaya, and then somehow the 6 of you found yourselves together in Athala. You fought, you met Kiyomura, you guys strove to defeat a witch who is feeding children to the Fae. And from that moment, you guys have fought dragons, you have fought the Fae, you have destroyed undead, you have gone to the Feywild and come back to a different world, you have won wars, you have separated, you have come back, you have lost your best friends and made new ones, and now you're here, the 3 of you, having to face what seems like an impossible challenge. You're very reminiscent.
Right. When Cather eventually teleports back to the keep, he will find Kiyomura.
Where?
And just kind of still in that mindset of kind of reminiscing. he'll just kind of sit down next to him wherever he's at. And
hey, buddy.
Yeah, and not really say anything, you know, with just a little bit of kind of tears welling up in the eyes. He'll just kind of sit down next to him and just kind of lay his head on his shoulder and fall asleep.
Hey, bud.
An invisible servant is just bandaging.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There's just new, fresh gauze all around his chest and his thigh as he's slowly healing. Edward, we're not going to do your whole thing because that's going to take a little while talking to people. Whole 9 yards.
Bless you.
Thanks.
But
It's a really powerful one.
you make your way to the teleportation circle and find yourself in Athala. Once there, what is it that you do? It's almost baffling to you as you arrive in Athala that nothing's changed. People are still going about their business. The
That's
merchants are
exactly
still
what
selling.
I was hoping would happen.
Everything is exactly as you would expect it to be. And you knowing what has happened outside of this, knowing the danger that is to come, it is almost appalling to you that people are continuing to just live their regular lives.
Well, first, Edward. Edward hasn't been around for a while. You
Mhm.
know, things have been happening. Edward's just gonna take a stroll through the city. Maybe he'll go see how things are in the lower ring. He knows the areas kind of stay away from, especially as someone of like a higher, you know, power of this
Absolutely.
area.
It is also interesting, though, that your whole campaign is like bring equality to Athala and you still avoid certain areas.
Yeah, I mean, what are you?
That's just
what are
common
you,
sense.
What are you gonna do? You
Sometimes
know?
you're gonna get stabbed.
Some
This
people
man-
really don't like Edward because that's
The
just how it is. But
Last
he'll take a
week's
stroll.
politicians is ever
Yeah.
present.
He'll walk around the marketplace, maybe meet some people. He'll, you know, whatever, maybe make small talk, see how things are going, and then he'll make his way. He'll look at the temples and just beam at them, and then he'll probably walk around the third ring a bit. And then he'll finally go back to the office and just talk to typical people that
Yeah.
do the everyday things.
Absolutely.
Kind of get the rundown of what's happening, and then obviously almost certainly see Sam, who's like
Yeah.
doing most of the work, I'd imagine.
You make your way around the office saying hi to people. People are kind of like in shock. It's like when Mr. Bigwell showed back up at
Mr.
Bucket.
See a need, fill a need.
Also,
Mr. Bigwell,
also-
sir.
that guy.
You know, they're just like
also keep
shocked.
in mind,
It's Mr. Bigwell.
this entire time, a gigantic hammer is like strapped to Edward's
Yeah,
back
he has
as he's
her on
carrying
her
rock
True.
claws.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh,
That's true, actually. I forgot about that.
but you say hi to the people that do everyday work. Whole
I'm
night.
giving hugs,
They're
I'm
kind of like,
doing
oh my gosh,
you know, kiss,
Edward,
kiss.
Mr. and Fellows, you know,
It's so good to be back. How
yeah,
is the
exactly.
kids?
Yeah.
How are the kids? How's the wife?
You then go to what used to be Sam's office as your person.
What up, Sam?
She's not there.
What?
In fact, it's mostly empty at this point.
I so hope that she
She-
is a part of the anathema.
She's either
You-
a member of the Anathema
Stop.
or she's a member
stop,
of the
stop,
Chosen.
Stop, stop, Wait.
It's one of the
wait.
two.
Okay. So
you
Edward
notice-
walks in, there's nobody there.
Yeah, you notice that most of her stuff is gone, and there's like 6 boxes in the corner.
Edward turns and walks out, and then he finds Chester,
Okay.
Who's Chester?
and he says to Chester, some guy
Chester,
that
you
works
know,
there,
The guy, Chester.
the
I am
other
Chester.
guy, he handles some of the treasury stuff.
I am Chester, the treasurer.
And Edward
Obviously.
says,
Obviously.
Obviously.
Edward says, and Sam's office was my office, right? Or did we have like?
Oh, she had her own office.
Okay, she didn't take over my office. Edward's like, I noticed Sam's office is empty. Was she promoted or something? Not that I don't know what she would be doing.
The
Is she in another
workload
department?
that she has taken on, sir, required more space, so she took your office.
Sam's in my office. Oh, wait, is that my office? Is Sam's office my new office?
I mean, if you were sticking around, I'm sure she would give you your office back.
I can't.
But if you're not sticking around, then I'd recommend giving her the space that she has in your
Honestly.
office, because she's basically doing everything that's supposed to be your job. I mean, I'm so sorry, sir.
Yeah,
No,
you see,
you-
that's why
no,
we
no,
hired Chester.
no, listen.
Because Chester speaks the truth.
Sir,
Doesn't hold back.
You're
No
actually
fear.
You're completely right. You're completely right. Sam has been running the thing here, and she deserves the office. She does.
Also, sir, you were gone, but the elections had gone through, and
Yeah, I was worried about that.
she won. Just so you know, so technically, I mean, you are like the inheritor of the city, so you can just kind of like veto things. But like, technically, she is elected to your office, so just something to keep in mind.
Wait, so
I've been replaced.
wait, what does that make me?
Retired.
Hold on.
Gotta process this.
I have to process this just traumatic information, okay? There's been a lot of stresses in my life recently, okay?
Okay.
This was the last
Can
thing
I-
we had.
Do you think I could use that office as a kind of consultant of sorts, maybe? Oh no, I should talk to Sam, shouldn't I?
I would recommend it. Also, all those boxes in there are your stuff.
I figured as much. Well,
Right,
Chester,
well,
it
You
was
should go
great
talk
being
to-
your coworker.
I
I
look
sure
forward to
hope-
working with not for. I mean, with you. Yeah,
I'm gonna go talk to Sam.
you should do that.
And Edward walks over to Sam's office, baby.
Yeah, you all go over to the much larger office, big mahogany desk, bookshelves lining both walls, big massive window that overlooks the entirety of the third ring or the fourth ring. It's great.
Edward will grab one of the tiny little flags of Athala and he'll off of Chester's desk,
Okay.
and then he'll walk over to Sam's office.
Yeah, there's a
And-
receptionist there. Do you? Hello, Mr. Fellows. Do you have an appointment?
Excuse
Yes.
me?
I talked to Chester.
Oh, okay. Let me inform Mrs. Marigold that you are
Wait, Mrs.?
Miss Marigold. Sorry. excuse me.
Okay, I was like, you can't
Yeah,
take this
thank you,
away
Miss
from him
Marigold.
too.
You have arrived.
No. Yeah, she is
That
actually
would be-
married. She's
that would be
married
nice.
to Jonathan and Fellows, the second
Yeah,
cousin
your secret
of,
lost brother.
the second
Yeah.
cousin of Edward.
Also, Chester's desk is just in the hallway. Like,
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
doesn't have an
Oh, yeah.
office.
No.
You just, you're like, oh, there's Chester's desk. Grab the.
They
He's
just-
got like an associate's desk down in the bullpen.
Yeah.
The receptionist goes and knocks on the door before Papa headed. Miss Marigold, you have an Edward and Fellows here to see you. You hear her like.
You hear this with your. You're like,
I hear
with
all
my
of
elven
this.
ears, I can
Yeah.
hear her
With
cleaning
his
her teeth.
with his elven arcane ears.
That's right.
He has been learning to
Do you
listen.
look? Do you look okay? Okay, cool. All right, send him in. Miss Marigold will see you now.
Oh yes,
Edward,
Fellows.
Edward walks in waving the flag and says, "Congrats on the election."
It's easy to win when you don't have a competitor.
Yes, I'm sorry about that again.
Well, I mean, it's. I'm not going to lie. I've actually kind of come to enjoy the position a little bit. There's a lot of responsibility, but
Yeah, and the office is nice too, isn't it? He's just looking around, like, kind of sad.
it
like,
is a very
yeah,
nice
it's
office.
a-
And if and when you return, you are welcome to. I will step down, and you can have
No.
your position.
You've earned this position. You've been running the city. I've been, well, doing
You've been
other
off
things.
saving the world, I imagine. At least,
Trying.
I mean,
All right, Edward, she brought it up. Now's your chance. Ask her. Is she a member of the Anathema?
Oh my gosh, I'm not doing that. Edward,
This,
tucks gold
passing
mask
through.
into a drawer.
this is your one chance, Edward, to find out before she stabs you in the back.
I'm actually just passing through. I have to drop this off with the orcs for reasons.
Okay.
I'm
Absolutely.
happy to see them again, but I have a question for you.
Okay.
First of all, I think I should say before this, the city looks great.
Thank you.
Things seem to be going well. I took a stroll, talked to Chester a bit, and well done. I know how stressful it can all be. Especially since, well, you helped a lot, but it seemed like kind of a lot at once. But you run and you're elected, and well, I ask humbly if I can maybe take your old office as a consultant or something, if I can come back or something. I think I'd go crazy if I... But I understand if you didn't want me to come. I mean, I've been gone, and...
She stands up as you're saying this and goes over to a little cart in the corner, grabs a couple glasses. We will toast to my new position and to your position as a consultant.
She's gonna drug you.
The royal vizier.
She pours a couple drinks before going and handing you one glass.
It's poisoned.
Stop that, Aaron.
See, Aaron knows. Aaron's on my side.
Okay.
Wait for her to drink first.
I
Could be the
accept.
glass.
You've been far too gracious.
Just hold it and pour it in.
It's as if I've just been a ghost, and well, cheers to the future of Athala
Absolutely.
and protecting the material plane as it is today. Just takes a sip.
You
immediately pass
you
out.
clink and you go to take a sip and she just steps forward and she gives you a kiss on the cheek. Before stepping back, and you can see like blushing, and her ears are
All
bright
right.
pink, and all this.
Guys, said word is happening.
It's happening. Sad word.
And
Sad word.
Uh,
Yes.
okay, Edward just looks down
Forshard?
to the right, and then he looks back at Sam and says,
You look at her, and in her eyes are just like, you can tell just by looking at her that that was her asking if you felt the same way, and she's just waiting for your response.
And her face matches her hair.
You know, it's the classic like anime, like eyes are like almost shaking, you know, just waiting for your
Picturing
response.
up a little bit.
Yeah.
Baka.
Edward says, stop that.
Aaron's done.
Edward looks back and says, actually, I think I'll decline the position. Because there's nothing more influential than the partner of someone in power.
Oh, snap.
Oh, dang. Oh, hot dang.
He just said it. Guys, the ship is official. It's sailing.
Guys, stop it. If I come back and everything is settled, we'll make it work. I'm sorry I didn't do something sooner about this.
It's okay.
I don't know what to say.
I don't
Usually
know
I
what to
do.
do either. And she just like goes to shake your hands.
Yeah, Edward definitely takes it and shakes her hand. Well,
I look forward to you coming back.
of course.
So do I.
Yeah. Whew.
Was that Aaron or Abinthy?
Yes.
Well,
Absolutely.
I gotta go over to the orcs. But what are you doing for dinner?
Later.
I
I
got a little time.
am yours if you'll have me.
Nothing would please me more. You know, there's this one place that I noticed, and he keeps going on about
Yeah.
the thing.
With
And it fades to
you
black.
setting up your date with Sam Marigold, finally, as this happened, I'm so proud of you, Graham. Good job. Way to go.
Edward, dude, he's not like he doesn't work for a.
Edward has no wrist.
That's
You got it. Edward's got no
that's
wrist.
pretty
That's
nuts.
okay. It's okay. Abinthy, do you have something you're trying to
I
do?
I do have one thing. I lied that before I get to the crafting, I do need to do one thing,
Okay.
and I'm gonna technically 1.5. I'm gonna send a message to Glossia,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say, "Hey, babe, don't have a lot of time to give warning. I'm gonna visit your dad. Sorry about how abrupt that is."
Okay. 4 words left.
Send spell.
Love you bunches, and then, and then before I even get a response, I'm gonna plane shift to Asmodeus's realm.
Oh my god. Aaron.
Doing it live, baby.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Doing it live.
So you plane shift to the 9th level of hell, the 9th layer of hell.
Yeah.
I don't want to go through the details. We'll say that you arrive at Asmodeus' keep, and you were let in, and we'll just rush through kind of all the greetings. You find yourself just outside of that massive throne room.
Mm-hmm.
The doors are opened, and you are presented to Asmodeus. You see him lounging on his throne as per usual. He's being fed grapes at the moment by one of the succubi, as he has very scantily clad men and women all around him, lush food, basically every pleasure that you could design, along with merciless killings off just one side. There's just a line of people getting murdered.
So interesting thing is that succubi and incubi are traditionally depicted as like succubi are women, incubi are men, but actually the Latin roots of that are just dominant and submissive. So all that succubi means is that you're a bottom, and all that incubi means is that you're a top. So it's just an interesting
Aaron,
thing that I
why
happened
am I
to
not
see.
surprised that you know that?
I saw it on Twitter.
Then it has to be true.
It's true.
You begin to enter. And you just watch. Asmodeus doesn't say anything, he just watches you approach.
I will bow deeply and say, without raising my head, although I will keep an eye on him to make sure that I don't get assassinated out of nowhere. My lord, Asmodeus, Lord of the Nine Hells, I'm sorry for the lack of an introduction, but things have developed rather quickly, and so I would like to present an alternative to our previous agreement. Something that I think that you would value more.
Proceed.
Unfortunately, obtaining Marcus Steel, and I will raise my head at this point in time, is rather counterintuitive to the other plans that I have in place. I'm sure you know how it feels to have multiple plans in place. Every once in a while, wires get crossed. It happens. So, in place of that, I have obtained something that I have reason to believe you may find valuable. And I will reach into my bag and pull out the flower given to me to him. I mean, I think you know what it is. You probably know better what it is than I do.
I need to inspect it.
Can I have your guarantee that you won't just take it and leave me out to dry?
I guarantee.
Very well then. I trust you implicitly.
He's a very trustworthy person.
It's true. He's a businessman.
Businessman, that's right.
He's a businessman. His word is law.
Businessman.
Businessman. He inspects the little flower token. Is this genuine?
Taken from her belt herself.
I do find this acceptable. Balesh Shatra, otherwise known as the Soul Stealer, resides in the in-between.
Oh, that son of a gun.
Frick.
Interesting.
Do you know this place?
I know it well.
That is fascinating.
I got stuck there for a term. It was tricky to get out.
There is a witch there who keeps
Really?
Who keeps him at bay?
Oh, goodness. Oh my god, is he in charge of the freaky, weird, shapeless things that try to murder you?
Yes.
Ugh.
Those are not per se his servants, but results of the influence he has over the land.
Interesting.
He has a keep there. The Soul Citadel. It is where he, I believe, is building an army in attempts of overthrowing the Death Gods.
Oh, well, that's fantastic information. You know, you would think that... Oh, do the gods not know about that?
It is a closely guarded secret. Only those intimately involved in the soul trade know about it.
Well, you would think that had the Death Gods known, they would have been a lot more helpful. But I guess they really are just big dumb idiots.
I would agree.
Well,
Have I satisfied
seems-
your terms of the agreement?
as far as I can tell, I don't suppose you could tell me how prone to reason the Soul Stealer is.
Little.
Hmm.
He
How
is not
killable?
like-
Killable at all? Weaknesses? I would love to just murder him.
As a professional courtesy to you, I will not
Oh,
share.
That's fair. Well,
It
that
is
seems to be...
doing business with you.
Honestly, I'll make sure to call if I'm in need again. I'm sure that we have many more things that we could offer each other. I hope to be seeing more of you. I will say, I have dealt with a lot of extraplanar beings, and out of all of them, I think you have been the most reasonable.
Oh my god.
Thank you for that. It's honestly been a pleasure, and once again, I'm sorry for barging in. It was very rude of me.
I forgive you.
Oh.
Getting something over nothing is always better.
You know it. That's why clearance exists.
Oh no,
Well-
Azimuthi, the ship is taking.
Dude, I could date him and his daughter.
Abenzeus.
I saw you just throw Grots in there too. Just get the whole family.
Dude, bro,
Oh,
I'll just
no.
date all of the
Oh,
nine
no.
hells. Levistus,
Guys.
put me in, coach. Give me the cold shoulder any day.
He waves his hand and proceeds to continue to be fed grapes.
Yes, I will wink at a succubi, walk out, and then
Oh my
plane shift
goodness.
back, and then I get to crafting, baby.
Absolutely, absolutely. With you crafting, with Grant getting ready to go on a date.
Ending scene. Edward walks out of the room whistling, walks over to Carter and just says, "You can just move my box to the estate. I'm not going to be moving in.
You mean
Might be
Chester?
moving in somewhere else."
No,
Whatever
Carter.
his name
Carter's
is.
the
Carter's the
note
other guy.
taker.
Carter's the other guy. And he's like, "Yeah, I just have my boxes moved. Got a date tonight. It's finally happening, boys. You were right." And he starts walking out.
As you walk
Money
out,
begins to be exchanged.
Chester daps you up, gives you the bro hug, and you guys leave.
Dude,
Wait.
Chester is absolutely best man.
Absolutely.
Bro.
guys-
Wow,
We're gonna go
I'm
ahead
hurt.
and end tonight's session.
It's not any of us. It's Chester, the
It's
NPC that was
Chester.
spawned tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And Carter's one of the groomsmen.
I'm
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm very
Thank you guys so much for watching. We have had a great time, and we'll be back next week, I think.
I don't know why we wouldn't.
Well,
I don't know
I'm
when
coming.
you-
So,
Oh, yeah, you.
for those of you who are unaware, I'm moving to Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
And so over the
Let's
next
go.
2 weekends, I'm actually going to be moving. So this upcoming weekend, I'm moving a bunch of my stuff, and then the following weekends when I'm actually moving. So there might be one of those 2 days where I might have to be setting things up, and so I might not be available. So
And of
Either-
course, we'll also be
back.
talking about like our upcoming plans, of course, with the cast change and whatnot. So we'll see what's happening.
Keep an eye
We'll
out.
see what's happening.
If we have any
Keep an
more
eye out.
information, also a good way to find out is on Thursdays. I have table scraps that I run, and that's where we'll do a lot of. I'll fill in a lot of behind the scenes stuff with TPD and any new developments we have, any fun things that are happening. So if you want to keep up to date on what all that is, other than watching the Discord and showing up on Monday nights, table scraps on Thursdays at somewhere around 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. CST is a good place to do so.
Beautiful. So with all that being said, good luck and Godspeed, Dungeoneers. We will see you next time. Have a great night, guys. We love you.
Goodbye.